wrestling go head-to-head? We're about to find out. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Cablevision's Long Island Sports Network. Tonight we come to you from Sachem High School for a key League One duel meet between the Sachem Flaming Arrows and the Longwood Lions. In the background, you may see the last JV match going on. We're getting set for the varsity matches. I'm Walt Trowell with Tom Howard. Tommy, I mentioned a key League One matchup, but in a lot of ways, this is the match of the season.
It really is the match of the season. As a matter of fact, Walt, it's the match of the state. We have the top two teams in the state, Longwood ranked number 1 in the match slap poll, Sachem ranked number 2, and it really is going to be a very exciting match.
In a lot of ways also, a team is only as good as their head coaches, and with Jack Mahoney and Mike Picozzi, we had two of the best in the county.
Without a doubt. I mean, with two phenomenal coaches. Jack's been around for 19 years. In 1966, grad out of Lindenhurst High School and Brockport University, coached by a great coach, Jack Stambo. And again, we have Mike Picozzi, coached by another fantastic coach, Ruggiani at Huntington, two tremendous coaches.
It's getting loud in the background, and it's getting crowded. This match has been sold out for days. We better sit down and get our seats before they're gone, too.
Come on back, because it's going to be great.
Coming up, Sachem and Longwood. You're watching the Long Island Sports Network, bringing home winning moments.
I wonder if I can get a car loan.
Oh, I wonder if they'll give me a vacation loan.
Join the Apple Bank family, and you'll never have to wonder if you can meet your financial needs. You'll get a personal family banker, free, no-bounce checking, and more. Join the Apple Bank family and feel good about banking again. Come in or call Apple Bank for savings. We're good for you.
Joe Cook at the checkout counter of your nearby Aid Auto store. Why did you visit Aid Auto today?
The prices are very good. Service is very good. I feel that the salespeople are very professional.
I shop here all the time because I work on my own cars.
I watch all the flyers. I come to Aid Auto to buy everything in the paper. They have wonderful sales. They always have everything you need.
Well, there you have it. Real praise from real customers at Aid Auto Stores, your ultimate car care store.
New York, this year it's a whole new ball game. Coors Light and Major Indoor Lacrosse present the 1991 New York Saints versus the world champion Philadelphia Wings. Coming this Saturday night at 8 p.m. to Nassau Coliseum. The American Division rivalry continues. The Saints are hot, high-scoring, hard-hitting. Hang on to your seats. Be there as Coors Light presents the 1991 New York Saints Major Indoor Lacrosse. It's Major Indoor excitement with a stick.
A commitment to intellect, a commitment to you. In the true tradition of liberal learning, Adelphi provides a new era of education and self-exploration.
There's a lot of big school atmosphere, but at the same time it's very personalized. The classes are small and the professors know who you are.
For more information, write to the Office of Admissions, Adelphi University, Garden City, New York, 11530. Experience the commitment. Experience Adelphi University.
Sachem High School, the site, League One dual meet between the Longwood Lions and the Sachem Flaming Arrows. Coming into the gymnasium right now, the #1 school in the county. Longwood Lions, led by head coach Mike Picozzi. One of the reasons, I should say, Tommy, 3 of the reasons why Longwood is ranked #1 by the Suffolk County Coaches Poll. They have 3 wrestlers who are returning county champs.
They certainly do, and they have some great wrestlers in that. They have Chris Conway at 128 pounds, and also they have Jason Burke at 140 pounds, and then they have the beast of all beasts. They have Nicky Hall at 218, and he is just a fabulous, incredible wrestler. You know, we were talking before, and you want to know the keys to winning the match, and I'll tell you right now, Walt, that Matt Simonton at 114 and Chris Lagershio at 121 can't go on their back. They just got to stay off their back, because if they get pinned really early in the match, everybody's figuring out that Sachem is probably going to win 3 of the first 4, maybe 4 of the first 4, and they can't give up pinpoints. Last year, if you recall, the match came down to, it was actually Sachem won 5 matches, Longwood won 4, and there were 3 draws. However, Longwood won the meet by 2 points, and the reason for that was that Longwood had a couple of major decisions and some pins. And they know, Mike Picozzi's been telling them in the room all week, you can't get pinned. There are certain people out there that's going to be defensive wrestlers.
And the key name in the early going for Sachem, coming in at 105, 107 he'll wrestle tonight, is Ralph Menechino, a senior. When we get into the middle matches, though, Tommy, some critical matches that Sachem must win.
It really is. Timmy Godoy, there's a great match, and I think the three-quarters of the crowd sitting here tonight just can't wait for this one to take place. At 140 pounds, you have Timmy Godoy, senior, 10-0 record, from Sachem, transferred from Longwood 3 years ago. He's meeting Jason Burke, the defending county champ last year, who's a senior with a 12-0 record, and that is a key matchup because there's 3 in a row. Timmy's going to start it off for Sachem, but Sachem really has Timmy Godoy, John Phillips, and Jason Kraft at 140, 147, and 157, and they're going to be matching up against Jason Burke, a county champ, Junius Gradney, who's a tremendous junior, 12-2 record, and Anthony Camisa, 12-3, and Longwood must win Longwood must win one of those 3 matches in order to stop Sachem.
You see the head coach of the Sachem Flaming Arrows, Jack Mahoney, 19 years there at Sachem High School.
We had mentioned a little while ago about the coaching staffs. Let me tell you something. Both coaches, during the week, as I was at practice talking to the coaches, they talk about their programs. You can see here the Flaming Arrows getting ready to come. This crowd of over 2,000 people is really excited to see their home team come out. But Jack Mahoney and Mike Picozzi praised their staff. It's a program. It goes from 7th grade to 12th grade. Jack has Joey Davidson with him, a former wrestler, his former county champ. Mike Newell, Timmy Cummins, Tony Norton, Jim Holmgren, Al Bertolone, all great coaches in their own right, and they go right from 7th grade up. And if you go to the other side of the ledger, you have Mike Picozzi, and he has Ethan Thrifty, who's been there with him, Vinny Altabrando, a great wrestler from Newfield years ago, Paul and Franco, who's a junior high coach, and this year Longwood's on austerity. These kids didn't have money. They had to raise money, and this guy, Paul and Franco, was the key man helping them raise money, keeping their fee down to $75 a wrestle, and they still have 120 kids out for the wrestling team. See that crowd is getting ready for those Sachem Flaming Arrows to come out.
It's a wrestling match or a Springsteen concert. Music starting to rock in the background. It also doesn't hurt. You're talking about the programs. From Sachem's standpoint, Jack Mahoney coaches the Empire State Games, the team from Suffolk County, and he has a lot of his wrestlers each year who go upstate to wrestle.
Well, he really does, and that's the thing. Wrestling is a full-year sport. And I look around the gymnasium here tonight. I see Al Bevilacqua from Massapequa, who's been involved in wrestling in the United States Federal for years. These kids, you're going to hear it tonight when they come out. They're involved in the Cadet Nationals. They're involved in freestyle, the Empire State Games. They go all year round. They're dedicated wrestlers. Look at this crowd. I mean, they're standing on their feet going berserk for their hometown here.
Sachem crowd on their feet. Interesting sidelight, though, to the build-up to tonight's county match. They split the tickets. Longwood gets half, Sachem gets half. And in a sense, Longwood might have a slight edge here due to the crowd, which is hard to believe when this is Sachem's home court.
Well, the problem, and Jack Mahoney was furious this during the week, what happened was that they had 2,000 tickets to give out, or 1,500, whatever the number was to fill the gymnasium. They split it 50-50. But everybody who wants to come to this match from outside, they came to Sachem to buy their tickets. The Paul Broadmerkles, who are the county chairman of wrestling, you know, they come here to get them, and they steal them from Jack Mahoney. Not really steal them, but they get it from Jack, and they're not a fan of one or the other. Longwood's all 1,500 went to Longwood fans. Every single one of their half went to a Longwood fan. So Longwood has, let's say, 1,000 fans here who are 100% behind Longwood. Sachem may only have 600 fans who are there and 400 neutral people, because this is such a big match, as I stated before, not only for the county, not only for the league, but the whole New York State. I mean, this is just great, and I'm really glad we're carrying it on television. They're excited.
Both teams getting psyched. Just take us through what's going through one kid's mind. Say a Robbie Harris or an Eric Farkas or a Ralph Menachino. What goes through their mind right now?
Well, I think that each one is concentrating, and I'm sure Jack told them this, I'm sure Mike told them this ahead of time. They're concentrating on their own match. And they can't get too tied up in it. I think everybody's, I mean, this is a great match. I'm looking forward to it. You want to know something? They're going to beat the leagues again. And they're going to beat the counties again. I mean, this is just the first of a 3-part step, and they have to keep that in the back of their mind.
All right, we'll be back with the start of tonight's matchup. Sachem taking on Longwood. You're watching the Long Island Sports Network.
Look what people are saying about Apple Bank.
People have been saying some pretty nice things about Apple Bank, which is making us blush a little and making other banks green with envy.
I've been with many banks over the years. Apple's definitely got some of the best rates around.
I'm a member of the Apple Bank family program, and I know I'm getting the best deal on everything.
That's what people are saying about Apple Bank. We're good for you.
A commitment to intellect, a commitment to you. In the true tradition of liberal learning, Adelphi provides a new era of education and self-exploration.
There's a lot of big school atmosphere, but at the same time, it's very personalized. The classes are small, and the professors know who you are.
For more information, write to the Office of Admissions at Adelphi University, Garden City, New York, 11530. Experience the commitment. Experience Adelphi University.
You said, I need a friend. We had a hand to lend, to keep you safe, to show you where. Some good advice to say, take care. A drugstore in your neighborhood. Ooh, you're looking good. You're looking good at Genevieve. We'll take good care of you.
Hi, I'm Wesley Walker. Catch Cablevision's High School Sports Night every Monday night right here on Cablevision TV 6.
Creating unique local programming for unique local people. Cablevision, Suffolk County, TV 6.
Just to go over a couple of quick rules for those who might not know. As far as wrestling is concerned, during the dual meet season, we have 3 2-minute periods. We'll start at the 100 weight class. Jim Masali, sophomore from Longwood, will go for the Lions. Rob Harris will take the match, sophomore for the Sachem Flaming Arrows.
They're walking off the mat right now, Walt, and what they just did is they flipped the coin. Tommy Riccio, the referee, is coming out of the mat. They flipped the coin to determine who was going to choose odd and even matches. That means at the end of the first period, the wrestler has his choice of either choosing top, bottom, or he can defer to the other wrestler. However, the key was, before the match started, I thought the key was going to be who had to put his man on the mat first. If you have the choice, you also have to step on the mat first. However, Mike Picozzi came in with a solid lineup. He didn't play around with any of his weights, as he had told me he wasn't going to yesterday. And Jack Mahoney, I think, was expecting him to, so Jack came in with a solid lineup. So we know right now who's going at the weight class. Even though Jack has 2 or 3 kids in each weight class he could throw out there, we have a pretty good guess. And here comes Robbie Harris, 100. He's a sophomore, 7-1 record.
Robbie Harris, strong and scrappy.
Going against Jimmy Masali. Jimmy's a 100-pounder from Longwood. He's a 10th grader with an 11-1-1 record. And Jimmy Masali won the Mid-Hudson tournament. There were 24 varsity teams to that Mid-Hudson tournament. He also went up to the Anderson Memorial Tournament in Syracuse. Baldwinsville, one of the top teams in the state, was up there, and he took second.
Harris, meanwhile, won the Herrick's and Sachem tournaments, 2 very good tournaments prior to the league season.
Okay, you can see right now, Robbie Harris is working on top. He's using leverage. Neither wrestler is really advancing from this. He's going to try to maybe work in a quarter Nelson, go heavy on the head to try to scoop behind. Robbie's probably the favorite wrestler here. However, Jimmy Masali has a good chance of upsetting him. The referee just called, Tom Rickey called a stalemate. No wrestler is advancing. They're going to start him on the feet again.
Oh, Jack Mahoney had a decision here because he could have gone with John Diogano, the senior.
Right, he does have 2 people. He felt, it's funny, I saw Robbie Harris wrestle this past Saturday. I watched their match against Center Reach. Robbie looked a little lethargic, and you have to remember he's wrestling a kid by the name of Matthias from Center Reach, who's really good, but Matthias pinned him in 5 minutes and 3 seconds, and Jack was a little concerned because he had a senior coming back. But Robbie had a great week in practice. He's only a sophomore, but he wants to go with him. Robbie does win the matches in the wrestle-off. The senior is more advanced, and the senior probably would not get caught or pinned, but he feels Robbie's ready to wrestle, had a good week in wrestling, and put him out there.
Well, you got to put him out there sometime. Giordano won the league championship last year, League One championship.
91 pounds. That's right. Okay, you can see Jimmy Masali's in on a single leg. He's a good single leg. Robbie's countering very well, getting behind. Has to try to work one of his hands out to get into a crossface if he can, to step behind. Okay, Robbie's in a very good position here to set up. We only have about 20 seconds left, though. If Jimmy can hang on with that single, there'll be no points scored. And again, it looks like a stalemate position to me. Tommy will probably let it go for the remaining 8 seconds and not call the stalemate, but neither wrestler is going to be able to advance from here. You can see Jimmy Masali looking up at the clock. He knows what he has to do.
When a wrestler's on the mat, how cognizant is he of, number 1, his coach, and number 2, the time?
Excuse me, I didn't.
How aware is a wrestler of when he's down on the mat like that, of number one, his coach, and number two, his time?
It really depends on the wrestler. I mean, coaches go crazy, they scream, they tell you things, but when you're a wrestler and you're out there half the time, you don't hear anything. You're working on instinct, and if you're a smart wrestler, you know all those things, and it's from natural ability. You're not looking up at the clock. You just have a feel. There's Jack Mahoney, as we stated before, 19 years, graduate of Lindenhurst High School and Brockport University. Okay, we started with that period, and Robbie Harris deferred. Jimmy Masali chose. Jimmy Masali deferred. Robbie Harris chose down position. Generally, you choose down if you want to try to score a point. He can either escape for 1 point or he'll be able to reverse for 2 points, but he has to try to work out from there. Jack Mahoney is counting on a win here by Robbie Harris. Not necessarily a pin or even a major or superior decision, but definitely a win.
Jimmy Masali currently on top. Masali plays baseball for the Longwood Lions in the spring.
And he's a strong kid, and I like the way he's riding right now. He's staying on top. If he can ride out Robbie Harris this period, it's going to make it very, very difficult for Robbie to win the match because Jimmy will be down in the third period and have a good chance of either escaping or reversing Rob.
Up and down the Longwood lineup, Mike Picozzi says he's got a lot of kids with very good technique.
Well, Mike Picozzi learned from the best. He wrestled for Lugiani and Huntington. Mike is an excellent skill technician, as is Jack Mahoney, and all of his kids have technique. I would say, just by watching the two teams over the years, Sachem is probably a smarter wrestling team, and Longwood may be a more aggressive wrestling team. You'll see them going after things, but they may make some mistakes by being that aggressive. Robbie has his chance right now, and he better start moving. There's approximately 30 seconds left in the period, and he has to get at least one. He's working on his two, and he's getting tilted. Nope, no points there. As he was working for his escape right there, Jimmy Masali tried to cradle him up. He's still working on his cradle. He's trying a cross-face cradle, going across the face to the far shoulder, trying to turn the leg in and cradle him up. He's not going to get it. 15 seconds.
First match of the night in the second period.
I'll tell you something. Jimmy Masali did an excellent job then of riding out that whole period. Really didn't look for too many pinning combinations, but didn't get caught either, and he got away with it. He got through the whole period. Robbie is in a very tough position now. He's going to have to turn Jimmy over or ride him out, and Jack Mahoney does not want to draw this match. Last year, again, he won 5 matches, lost 4, tied on 3, and ended up losing the meet. See the score right there, 0-0, third period. Rob Harris, the sophomore with a 7-1 record, is on top.
And during the dual meet league season, there is no overtime. You have overtime matches in the postseason.
Well, in postseason, they have to advance to the next round, so you have to do something. If overtime is tied, they go to a criteria decision by the referee. If criteria is tied, they actually go to a referee's decision, but tonight it will just be a draw. And a draw in this match would be a moral victory for Longwood. And after the JV match where Longwood got beat pretty badly by Sachem, I think that Longwood needs something to lift them up right now.
Talked about Masali being a baseball player. Harris is a gymnast.
And he power bars, rings, he does a real good job. He's only a freshman, he's a rookie. He's only first year on the varsity this year. He's a sophomore, but it's his first year wrestling varsity. And with the 7-1 record, he's doing very well. See, he's trying to break the man down. He's just using a tight waist near arm chop, possibly looking for a cradle, but really isn't getting anything. And Jimmy Masali isn't working that hard, but he still has another minute left. He doesn't want to work, and here he comes. Looking to come out for the 1 point.
Scoreless, 50 seconds remain.
This is where it gets very dangerous. You talk about wrestlers knowing the time. You can see 45 seconds left. I'm sure that Jimmy Masali has an idea, and with probably about 30 seconds, you're going to see him starting to work his tail off to get his 1 point, and if he gets that one, he's going to win the match. He knows that, he's going to have to fight and get away from Robbie, because Robbie will come after him from the takedown if he gets out too early. Right about now, I see him starting to move hard.
Will he get any signal? Any help from the sidelines?
Well, the coach will be yelling, but I think, yeah, they'll be yelling 30 seconds, but they've already done that. I mean, he's at the point now where he really has to start moving. He's looking to get a cheap Granby here. He's trying to lock him up and try to turn him over. He has the leg hooked back, but he doesn't. He knows the time. He just looked up. He knows it's 13. Watch him. He's going to do a Granby and roll on his head. He turns in. He comes out. He got his 1 point. That's exactly what he was looking for. He stalled. He waited. He was a very smart wrestler. He's going to come out with a win, a 1-0 win. You hear the Longwood fans go wild. That was a match they did not expect to win. Very smart wrestling by Jimmy Masali.
Jimmy Masali giving Longwood the early advantage. And the early matches, as Tommy Howard stated before, critical for Sachem.
Now, this match is very important. Ralph Mendocino is a very physical, aggressive, tough wrestler. Ralph from Sachem in the black, a senior, 7-1. He got upset in the Sachem tournament. His only loss is to a 114-pound Sachem wrestler, John Jager, who we're going to see in the next match. Eric Farkas, a senior with a 10-3 record from Longwood, is out there. And Ralph, again, should win this match. However, Eric, National Honor Society, been accepted at West Point, second place in the league last year, third in the Anderson Memorial up in Syracuse this year, and fourth in the Mid-Hudson tournament.
Mendocino has the credentials, 3-year starter for the varsity, ranked number 1 currently in the county.
And it's a very good, very good chance he's going to be our eventual county champ at this weight, and I'm sure that Eric Farkas wants to prove him different right now. Ralph won the Herrick tournament this year and took second in the Sachem, as I stated before, to John Jager. And he's the type of kid, I'll tell you something, he's a very physical, aggressive kid. He's the type of kid who gets banged around, gets beat up, but wins his matches. He reminds me of guys like Craig Scholl, who used to wrestle for Lindenhurst years ago. Joe Russo, a guy who wrestled for West Babylon in the mid-1970s.
Minute remaining. First period, our second match of the night. Ralph Mendocino, Eric Farkas.
And you can see both wrestlers are really feeling each other out. They're tying up. They both like to go upper body. Ralph, as I stated before, is a real aggressive wrestler, and I don't know that he's not trying to set up his double leg at this point. You see that Eric is a very defensive wrestler. There he goes. He's just pulling him in, looking to either duck under or dump.
Farkas, not only an excellent wrestler, scored 1,200 on his SATs. In all likelihood, he's headed for West Point.
You can see in the background that was Coach Ethan Prifty. He's the JV coach, top varsity assistant for Mike Picozzi, shouting instructions. And again, as we stated before, he may be shouting all the instructions, but we don't necessarily know the referee hears anything other than what he's thinking he's doing out there. Coach Mike Picozzi kneeling down there. In nice, very nice. He got in nice on the single leg there. Now he only has 10 seconds to take him down. He hasn't come up with it yet. He has it right there. He just gave him the 2. He gave up that arm. He got the 2 takedowns just before the buzzer. Very good job by Ralph. You can see right now Eric Farkas has a little cut on his nose. The price clean his nose off. There's no injury time for a bleeding injury. There is injury time. If you get injured, you have 3 minutes to get back on the mat. You may use 1 minute, get back out, get hurt again later in the match, use another minute. You only have 3 minutes, and then you'll lose by, it'll be a 6-point loss, okay, a default. However, with bleeding injuries, whether it's the nose or whether it's, top of the forehead or something like that, you have as long as you want.
Mendocino up 2-0 as we start the second period. Longwood took the first match. 1-0 win by Jimmy Masali.
Mendocino's just going to let him go. He's used to freestyle wrestling. He's just going to turn him loose right there. He gave the 1 point to Farkas, and he'll go for the takedown. He feels comfortable being on his feet. There he goes in for the double. Probably work back up to his feet, maybe try to shrug him down as he's going out. You see the wrist control that both wrestlers are trying to get is very important. They try to control the wrist so you can get in under the legs. There's Tom Riccio. Tom is probably top ref in the county consistently year after year. You have 4 or 5, high-rated refs, and Tommy has always been there. He took a year or 2 off before. There he goes on a single leg again. Good job of defending it by Eric, though. Eric Farkas did a good job. Now he just has to be careful coming out. He's going to try to work and spin behind if he can to come up with his 2 points here. And I'm sure Ralph is worrying about that as he's down there. There you got your stalemate.
Mendocino has won this match the past 2 years against Longwood wrestlers.
Well, they both hit. Both went for the shot at the same time, and as I said before, Ralph Mendocino is a bruising wrestler. They have beautiful takedowns. Comes behind, gets his 2 points. He'll probably turn him loose right away, too. He's going to work with him. Let's see what happens, whether he goes back to his freestyle technique or whether he tries to ride at this point.
Mendocino leading 4-1, 45 seconds remaining, second period. Menachino, also one of the best soccer players in the county.
And he's turning loose. He feels very confident. Yes, he is. He's an excellent soccer player. He's an all-county soccer player. He feels very confident on his feet, though, right now, Walt. You can see. He thinks he can take him down again. He's going to try. It's 4-2 right now. He's going to try to make it 6, and there he goes in for the double. He got a stalling warning now. They're saying that Eric Farkas is not shooting, that Ralph is taking the action to him. They give a stalling warning. It's a warning. The next warning will be 1 point for the Sachem wrestler if another stalling warning is given or they stop the stalling. We have about 20 seconds left in the second period, and I'm sure Ralph is very aware, you know, not only where he is on the map, but also of the time. You see the little circle, I'm sorry, you see the little circle around the outside of the mat. It states the years that Sachem was state champs. In Sachem 1981, Jack Mahoney was a state champ. Also in 1989, they were state champs. 4-time Section 11 champion. 124 league champions, individual league champions, 23 county champions, 18 of his wrestlers placed in the states over the past 19 years. I mean, his record speaks for itself. His athletic director, Tom Sabatella, stated that Jack is very successful at building and maintaining a program. And you want to know why he is? Because everything he does is predicated around the fact that he tries to get as many kids a match as possible. He works his tail off. He's an organizer. Every week he has 120 kids in his program. He goes and sends kids all over the island to get matches for him. And that's why the program is as successful as it is now.
The more you wrestle, the better you get.
Back in on that single. Boy, what a nice job. Just a leg sweep in on the single. He's in a bad position because it's near the edge of the mat, but if he can get him back in and work him back in, he's going to come with his 2 one more time.
Menachino up 4-2.
I'm surprised. Menachino had choice this time and decided he's going to get his 2 right now. He just has to get the arm out. He doesn't have the 2 at this point. He's working the edge. Nice job. It's excellent defensive job by Eric Farkas. All Menachino had to do, he reached back, he overhooked the arm. All Menachino had to do was get the arm out. He couldn't. Eric knew he was near the edge of the mat and just worked that edge of the mat and came up. They're both be on their feet again. 4-2 the score. Now, Eric's going to have to start taking it to Ralph. I'm not sure whether Eric is out here right now thinking that he just doesn't want to get caught or whether he's actually going after the win, but he still has a good chance of the draw if he can get 1 takedown here in the final minute. We're down to 1 minute remaining in the match, and it's only a 2-point match. Yeah, we're looking for a dump, and there's a dump, and he may go to his back. He better be careful. He has 2 points. There you go. Tom Richter just gave it 2. He has to be careful. He wrestled smart there. He didn't go to his back. Ralph got in nicely on the fireman's on a dump, which used to be one of Picosi's favorite moves when he used to wrestle for Huntington years ago.
So now Menachino with a 4-point lead, 35 seconds remain.
It should work out. Smart wrestle on Ralph Menachino's part. He's not going back to the center of the mat. He's playing the edge. He's working the edge. There's only 18 seconds left. He'll stay right there. He knows nothing dangerous can happen to him if he doesn't work the center of the mat. Foot went out of bounds. Tommy Riccio breaks him and brings it back into the center.
Farkas got a point for the escape. 6-3.
Now, this is how they had it drawn up on paper. It was going to be a 3-point win for Sachem, but they didn't expect Rob Harris to lose to Jeremy Talley, I don't think. I'll tell you who did. Mike Picosi told me yesterday, watch the 100-pound weight class. That's the one for us. He was right.
Match number 2 goes to the home crowd. Flaming Arrows. Ralph Menachino at 107. Top-ranked wrestler in his weight class in Suffolk County. Takes a 6-3 win over Eric Farkas.
And we stated earlier, he got Matt Simonton and John Jager, and we said that Matt cannot go to his back. He has to stay off his back. His whole job in this match is not to get pinned. He doesn't have to win this match. He can't give up a pin. He shouldn't give up a superior major decision, which would be 5 team points or 14 points. He just has to go out and wrestle aggressively for 6 straight minutes. They've been working on him all week to do that.
Really a precious match, too, for Simonton. You talked earlier about Robbie Harris, just a sophomore with Sachem. Simonton, just a freshman.
Not only is he a freshman, he only has a 1-0 record on varsity, okay? But he's a real good kid. Mike Picosi was telling me where I visited Longwood this week. He's a hard worker. He's very skilled. He lacks strength and experience, okay? Craig Haynes, who was a league place winner in 1990, wrestled JV behind him today. Craig is a senior, but Mike feels real good about this kid. He had a brother, DJ, last year, second in the county in 1989. He wrestles now for Brockport. Last year for Don Murray's team up at Rockport University. He was a SUNY Conference champion and made it out to the Nationals. The family has a good wrestling stock in it. He's taking his chances with Matt Simonton. He says, hey, the kid is only a freshman, but he comes from good stock, and he's going to do what I asked him to do. On the other hand, you have John Jager, National Honor Society student. He's probably going to be academic All-American this year. He wants to go to Binghamton University. If you know anything about the SUNY system, boy, Binghamton is the top-rated school in New York State. Excellent on his feet, cat-like moves.
What Jack Mahoney likes best about John Jager is he's shown the capability to win big matches, which is why he's in there tonight. He's ranked number 2 in the county in the coaches poll.
Nice job. Got it on the single leg, gave the takedown, and you saw Matt wasn't stupid. Matt didn't try to fight off of there. Matt gave up the 2, turned right to his stomach, decided, hey, I'll give the 2. I'm not going to go to my back.
Last year, Jager beat Chris Conway. Conway, the Longwood County champ.
During the dual meet season, I believe, they wrestled there. Conway came back in the counties. He came right through, had a great county, county tournament, and won the counties last year at, I believe, 112 pounds. Took 3rd in the county the year before. This is Chris Conway we're talking about at 105 pounds.
Jager leading right now, 2-0, as we come to the end of the first period.
There's 1 second left in the first period, and that's how it's going to end. He won't escape with that 1 second. John will ride heavy on the top. John only has 1 loss this year, and remember, we mentioned before, he beat Ralph Manicino in the Sachem tournament. John lost to a boy by the name of Betancourt from Smithtown East in overtime of the Sachem tournament. And he also beat Peter Smith. Peter Smith is the Catholic school state champ from St. Anthony's. His brother Kevin Smith coaches him at St. Anthony's, where my son Trevor goes. I might as well throw in a plug for Matt and wrestles someplace down the line. And he beat Pete this past week over at St. Anthony's 5-2. John Jager caught Pete in a 5-point move right off the bat. Pete wrestled back for 2 points, and it ended up being a 5-2 match. Great match, but John is an excellent wrestler.
John Jager versus Matthew Simonton.
Okay, Matt's just riding on the top. All he does is reaching across for that far arm. I'm surprised that John isn't moving there. He has to try to move out. Matt should be working for the pin. He has the power half in there looking for it, but I'm surprised. John is just balled up. He's not looking really. There he goes. He's coming for his escape. Okay, John's in a good position here if he's going to start moving. He's getting into the inside leg. There he goes. He's doubling up on the single. He's working around. He's going to step over, puts in the half, gets his 2. Has a Turk with the arms, and if he has those legs crossed like that, he might be able to turn to his back. And we said before, Matt Simonton can't go to his back, and he's fighting. They've worked all week this time on those Turk rides, squeeze those legs hard. And he did. He crawled out, got himself out of bounds. Legally, you can't crawl out. That would be if he intentionally goes out of bounds. That's going to give a point up to John. However, he just worked himself towards the edge of the mat. Some of the Longwood fans.
Crowd, Longwood fans, Sachem fans, but a lot of people here just county wrestling fans.
Well, you see it all the time in the county championships also. There are certain people who just love wrestling, and they come to big meets, and that's why it's so great to be able to telecast a meet like this. It's so great to have a meet of this stature down on Long Island. I mean, we have such great wrestling here on the island, and now we're able to take this thing, number 1 team, number 2 team in the state, and telecast it up in the Upstate Sports Writers Hall. We're looking for a cradle. He has a cross-face cradle. If he locks this thing up, he lost it right there. If he can lock this cross-face cradle up, he will be able to turn Matt over to his back. Again, all Matt's doing, he's working very hard just to get himself back to a comfortable position, and he's there right now.
Jager up 4-0. 30 seconds remain, second period.
As I was stating a second ago, that Upstate Sports Writers Hall have Longwood ranked number 2. They have Fulton ranked number 1. Longwood ranked number 2. And look at that, he's going for a tilt here. He can tilt him over on his back, and he got it. It's just a roll through. 1, 2, and we got 2 points at least. Tommy Riccio's counting. If he gets to 5, there's 4, and there's 5. He has at least a 3-point near floor on that one. We have 6 seconds left. It doesn't look like a pin, but it does look like he's going to be up 7-0. He could start going for a major decision. It's the end of the second period with the score. It should be 7-0.
And it is. John Jager up 7-0 as we get set for the last period.
As going back to the Upstate Sports Writers Poll, Neil Kerr from the Syracuse Sports Herald puts that poll out, and he has Longwood ranked number 2 in the state, and he has Sachem ranked number 4 with Fulton number 1. Jack Mahoney consistently called up Fulton Wrestled up there last year, lost 25-20. Wanted to wrestle him this year. Has a better team to wrestle Fulton this year, and Fulton avoided him time after time. Would not set up a match with him.
Both Sachem and Longwood take on all comers as far as state wrestling is concerned, and why not? They are two of the top teams in the county. Give you an idea who Sachem has beaten thus far outside of Suffolk County. They beat Chaminade, the #1 Catholic school. They've beaten Long Beach, the #1 school in Nassau County, and they've won some matches, as you mentioned, Tommy, last year, beating upstate teams. Already this year, Longwood has gone upstate. They won the Anderson Memorial Tournament, which is held in Syracuse. They won the Middle Hudson Tournament, held in Kingston. So both Suffolk County schools here do well throughout the New York State wrestling area. 1:12 remaining. Third period. John Jager looking very good right now with a 7-0 lead.
He's coming out for his 1 point, and within a couple of seconds, you're going to see Tom Riccio give him the one. He's working to the outside. He doesn't have it yet, but he's turning. If he turns one more time, he's going to come out. And there he comes. He just came out. He gave up. He doesn't have anything behind. You can see on top, Matt Simonson gave up the leg behind. He gave one, and John is working in for the 2, and he's in excellent position to possibly dump again if he keeps that arm. He's going the inside leg, and he's in trouble. There he goes. Just sits through. Again, a little baby fireman's there to come right through and get his 2. He doesn't have anything with that half. He has to drive it. He can turn him over. Now he's up by 10 points. If he can go up by 12, he can get a 5-point win for his team. There's only 29 seconds left in the match. He has to turn him one more time. This extra point could be critical down the line. And you can see Jack Mahoney. Coach Mahoney's looking up at that clock. He knows one more tilt. He's up by 10. He has a 4-point win. If he can tilt him one more time, he can get at least 2 more points, make it a 12-point win.
Unlike many other sports in wrestling, it pays to run up the score. The more you win by, the more points you get for your team.
Once you go to 15 points, it's a tech fall. It stops. You get 6 points, just like a pin, like a technical knockout in boxing. So it does pay to run up the score, but you can only go to 15.
Convincing win for John Jager, putting the Sachem Flaming Arrows ahead after 3 matches.
On the other hand, Matt Simonson did what he was expected to do. Unfortunately, he gave up 2 more points. Gave Sachem 1 more team point than Mike Picozzi would like to see. But again, for a freshman, he did an excellent job.
Good experience for down the road, too.
Down the road, yes.
He's got a long road.
Tournament. He certainly does. He has a county tournament, and then he goes again next year, and the year after that, and the year after that. Okay, 121-pound weight class, Sean O'Hara, a junior with 10-1 record from Sachem, and Chris Lagercio, a junior with a 7-5 record from Longwood. And Chris again has the same job that Matt just had. He cannot go to his back. Sean O'Hara, 1250 on his boards, National Honor Society, 2nd year on varsity, lost in the finals of the Herrick's tournament 4-3 to a Nassau County champion.
Sean probably, in all likelihood, headed for the Ivy League. He's only a junior.
That was called potentially dangerous. He had the knee bent behind, working on the knee is potentially dangerous. They stopped to come back up to their feet. And he probably is. He's also another gymnast, an all-around gymnast, does a real fine job, took 4th in the Empire State Games this past summer. Again, potentially dangerous. Just to give you the caliber of wrestlers we talked about, the Sachem and Longwood wrestle, Sean O'Hara beat Robbie Bashor from Peru. Robbie's been a 2-time sectional champ up in Peru section. I believe that's section 10. Robbie was 3rd in New York State last year, and he got beat in the tournament this year by John. He's a very powerful wrestler, and if he gets inside, he's going to be able to do a lot of cheap tilts where he turns his wrestle over to his back and gets back points. He has to get the takedown first, so you see Chris Lagercio going after with the single.
Lagercio.
Oh, there you go. Watch out here. He got caught. Nice back trip. Very nice back trip by Sean. He's looking for the half. He can't come out, and Chris did a good job of getting out of that. He got the takedown, but he didn't give up the back points, and it came very close. There's his cheap tilt again. Got the tight waist, just came through and tilted him. He's a master at that, boy. I tell you, Sean did an excellent job. He just comes over, he takes that arm, brings it around the waist, and just pulls. Look, he's working for it again. He comes back. Tommy gave the 3 points. He's going to go for that tilt one more time. These wrestlers, I tell you, this is called folk style. There it is again, but you learn this in freestyle wrestling. And he has it again. Now, man, they have been working all week. Talking to Mike Picozzi yesterday, he says, you know, we just can't give up the cheap tilts. They've been working on not giving it. It's not paying off for Chris. He's just overmatched by Sean. We'll come up with another 3 points. Coming out of that period with an 8-0 win. Sorry, 8-0 score.
Excellent period for Sean O'Hara.
Now, this is the 4th match. We expected coming into this thing for Sachem to win all 4 matches, but with a very good likelihood that one of the 4 may go to Longwood. It did the first match. Sean has to come out of this. If Sean doesn't come out with at least a superior decision, I think Jack's going to be concerned.
After 3 matches, Sachem leads 7-3.
Then we come into the next 2 matches where it looks like Longwood is going to be the favored wrestler, with Chris Conway coming up and Ray Lizzle. And the job of the Sachem wrestlers will be not to go to their back in that one. They've been taught very well.
A literal reversal.
Okay, again, you see that Sean is trying to set up, looking for a single leg. Doesn't get in there. It's going to come heavy on the head, spin, use his strength, head and arm, go to his back. Nice job. That was a very nice job by Chris Logosio, spinning through, not giving up the back points. There's the cheap tilt again, though. The points are coming.
I was going to say, we're getting near that 12-point area, though.
Well, we're at 9 right now. You're going to have 12 when he finishes this one. Now, you should let him go. He got his 3. I thought Tommy had counted to 5. Obviously didn't. He's going back and counting now to see if he starts counting again. 3. He got his 3. Oh, 2. He didn't hold him for 5. He must have had a 4 count, because I saw him go at least to 4 one time. So now he's up to 11. He needs at least 1 more point to get a 5-point win. He needs 4 more points, and here he comes to his back. Look at this. What great strength. Excellent technician. Got 2 more, and now you're up to 13. He has to turn him 1 more time, and he'll use that cheap tilt. There's just no way that Chris Logosio, JB, beginning in the last year, starting to come along real tough this year, okay? And he'll wrestle the whole 6 minutes, Mike Capozzi told me, and that's exactly what he's doing. That's it. As soon as he turns it back over, he can still pin him, and they'll let him work for the pin, but he doesn't even want to pin him. You let him go, that's it. Technical fall, 6-point win, just as good as the pin, and Sean O'Hara is excited. Jack needed that. That's a little bit more. It's maybe an extra point than Jack expected when you add up all your points now.
Sean O'Hara posting a technical fall.
Now, don't let this score fool you right now. Sachem is up 13-3, but now we get into 2 matches where we expect Longwood to win, and then come the 3 brutal matches in a row where it could be anybody's match. We have right now Jimmy Christopher, 128 pounds, from Sachem High School. He's a junior. He's 5-2 on the varsity. He was a JV wrestler last year. And Chris Conway, defending county champ, senior, 4-0 record so far, 1990 county champ at 112, 1989, 3rd in the county at 105. He placed in the league finals 4 times already. Since 8th grade, he's been in the league finals. Placed in the Empire Freestyle Games 3 times already this year. He was going to school during the summertime, didn't get a chance to go up to the Empires, and I'm sure he would have won him if he was up there. Look at Chris, going in for that single, lifting up. Lost, whoa, getting a little bit too excited. It's like a boxer going after a knockout in the first round. Just take your time, Chris. Get behind, get your 2 first, and there he does. He got his 2 points for the takedown.
I was going to say, landed a blow there.
Yeah.
Team scoring right now, Sachem up 13-3. But as Tom said, this was expected. Sachem to take an early leading in the match, and then things possibly changing as the matches progress.
Part of our standing room only crowd here at Sachem High School. And Chris is just working. He's trying to put that arm bar in. He's working a 1-on-1 there.
Conway won the county championship last year at 112. Tonight wrestling at 128.
Again, he's working the arm lever. He's trying to get through for the stack. He wants to stack them up. That's where you bring the arm through the crotch. You work on the crotch there. You can either use a half from there, or you can stack up, turn the wrestler over. But what they're trying to do, and again, the objective of wrestling is to pin your opponent, get him on his back. I'm sure that Chris Conway is out there, and that's all he wants to do. He's told by his coach, hey, we have to get a big decision out of you this time. On the other hand, Jimmy Christopher came in 4th in the Sachem tournament. He's a lacrosse player, midfielder. He has to work not to go to his back, not to get pinned.
Conway with the more experience as well, being the senior, Christopher a junior. Down to 25 seconds remaining.
And again, he's trying to tilt him over here. He can turn him to his back, but it's not. It's going back and forth. Tommy's going to give the roll back and forth sign. No points given there. Chris has to work on scoring some points. Obviously, he's the dominating wrestler. We can see that out there, but the score is still only 2-0 with 9 seconds left to go in the first period. Okay, and there you can see Coach Ethan Crispy. He's the top varsity assistant for Mike Picozzi's Longwood Lions.
Get a look at Chris Conway.
You know, with all the excitement going on here, Walton, and everything, the crowd control at this school is just fantastic. I mean, they're on top of this situation. They've had people all over. Look at the signs there. Jeff Rulin, we've heard him. He's dunked a few basketball in his lifetime.
Talk about tradition. I don't know where Jeff Rulin and Neil
But how about
Heaton
this
are,
next one there?
but I know where Jumbo Elliott is this weekend.
I'll tell you, we all know where Jumbo is this weekend.
This is the weekend before the Giants NFC Championship game against the 49ers.
Okay, that's what he was looking for. He got up, and all he did is lateral him to his back. That's a quick lateral drop. He has him on his back. He has to try to put him away now. Tightening up on that head and arm. He doesn't have him turned, though. Jimmy did a real good job of coming out of that, okay? He only got 3 points, so that's all he can get on that. It looked like I thought he was going to raise 2. He just got the 5 count in there, but he did an excellent job of coming out of that. He could have been caught with Chris Conway's strength. Chris could have had him locked up right there. He had a nice edge of the mat and was able to get out of bounds. Came up with his 1-point escape as he came out of bounds, and I think Chris is going to turn him loose now and try to go for a couple of 5-point moves.
Well, Conway up 7-1. 1:20 remaining second period.
Here's the single. Got in, dropped in nice. Now he has to come underneath, lift up on the single, come under, and come behind. Looking for, okay, he's looking for a cradle right there. He's trying to reach over the head. Just take your regular single. Look at the strength. What a brute. Look at his strength. Just lifted him right up off his feet, came down. Potentially dangerous. Thomas Cohen gave him the 2 points for the takedown. Call potentially dangerous.
Where do you draw the line there? Potentially dangerous.
Well, if there, he could be pulling back on the knee. He could have a half Nelson in. He had obviously a tight waist. You can see right now with Jimmy Christopher. I'm presuming he's grabbing down around the ribs, so he had a nice tight. Well, this could be his elbow. He's holding that right elbow. And
all right, 1:05 remaining in the second period. Sachem leading 13-3. You're watching the Long Island Sports Network.
I like to watch my bills closely, so I call the people at Loco about ways to control my electric bill. They sent some helpful energy-saving tips, and I learned something else. Over 1/2 of my electric bill goes to purchase fuel and pay taxes. The fuel, mostly oil, is used in power plants to generate electricity. The taxes go right to the state and local government. With oil prices and taxes rising, you might like some ideas in cutting your electric bill. To see how you can save money, call the people at Loco.
If you're having problems controlling your children or keeping yourself from hurting them, and you don't know where to turn for help, call Boys Town's hotline. You talk to someone who understands and can help you find the help you need. 1-800-448-3000.
Match resuming. 58 seconds remaining, second period. On the mat right now, Chris Conway and Jimmy Christopher. Conway for Longwood.
Look at that. He's using that arm bar. Coming in from the far side, trying to tilt it back. Chris wants to turn him at least one more time this period. Wants to get up with at least a 13-1 score. He'll be up by 12 points. In the last period, he can work on getting his 3 more so that he can get a superior decision.
Superior decision worth 5 team points.
Technical fall is what he really wants. That's what I should have said. And he wants to get his 16 points. He's not looking for 5 team points. He's looking for 6. And he has the ability to do it. He just right now is trying to wrestle aggressively. Jim Christopher's doing the job he was told to do when he went out there. Don't go to your back. He's fighting. He's doing everything he can to stay off his back. 9 seconds left. Probably not going to see any more scoring in this, the end of the second period.
How hard was it to get a ticket for tonight's match? You couldn't get one at the door. That was totally out of the question. Even the advanced sales were gone in a matter of days for both stores.
3 days ago they stopped that. 10-1 at the end of the second period, so it's Chris's job right now choosing top. Okay, well, actually he didn't choose top. It's going to be Jimmy Christopher's choice to choose down in the third period. He's going to turn him loose. He's going to go for the takedown. Chris Conway decided to turn him loose, give him the point. Now he's up by 8 points. He needs to score at least 7 more points if he wants to get a tech here. There he goes. He got the takedown. He's looking for a cradle from there. headgear came off. You can't wrestle with your headgear off, so they're going to put that on. You see the American flag right there on the headgear. I saw our first wrestler of the night, Robbie Harris, when he came out with the American flag, and I thought that might be something he did, but I'm sure Jack Mahoney has decided that they're going to put that on. The team might have chose to put that on the headgear in support of our boys over in Saudi Arabia.
Also, at the beginning of tonight's match, we had a moment of silence recognizing the outbreak of war. 1:35 remaining, third period. Chris Conway with a commanding lead, but the question is, how many can Chris win by? Should he go on to win this match? He's up 12-3 right now.
And he's going to, he's looking. He got it too. Let him go. Turn him loose right now, Chris. Turn him loose. Don't go. He's going to try to go for the pin. Jimmy's not working. Turn him loose. He's up 14-3. That means he's up right now by 11. There's 1:17 left in the period. He's going to turn him loose, so the score will be 14-4. He'll be up by 10. A 5-point takedown, and that's what he's looking for. Will give him the 15. He turned him loose. He got the 1. Now he's looking right there to throw him to try to get 5. He didn't. He got 2. Turn him loose again. Turn him loose again. He only has a minute left to go in this period. He can take him down in every 10 seconds if he wanted to. And these are some of the drills that you work in your wrestling room. Late in the season, getting in shape, you say, hey, listen, 15 seconds for the takedown.
Some of the crowd in the background on the Longwood side saying, let him go, Chris. Just
watch out, he got a 5-point move. He's setting up now. Again, he's looking for that 5-point move. He's up by 11 points. He has 40 seconds left in the match. He's backing up. I'm surprised Tommy isn't getting ready to call. Oh, there, again. Chris Conway got caught. How about that one?
Christopher may just ride this out.
Well, no. Jimmy Christopher wants to pin him. He's not going to ride it out because he wants to get a pinner at this point right now. Now we got a reversal. We have no back points. Jimmy Christopher, I'll tell you something, he did a great job of doing exactly what he was sent out there to do. The score right now is going to be 18-10. It's only 8 points. He ended up taking away a point. I was getting aggressive in my calling there. Chris Conway was getting aggressive. He has the ability to do it. He got caught, and it's going to be a 10-point win, and he only ends up with 14 points instead of the 5 that he had before, and didn't come up with a 6 that Mike Picozzi wanted.
One of the subtleties of wrestling, sometimes when you lose, you still win psychologically.
Absolutely.
All depending upon
we have a
point
picture
score.
right up in the top. If we can get back up to that shot that we just had in the stands a second ago, I don't know if we can see it. Mike Picozzi, county champion from Bay Shore back in 1980, New York State champion, is over to the left a little bit. If we bring the camera over, that's to the right. If you go back over to the left a little bit, up in the top corner of the stands, we had Mike Picozzi, county champ from the Picozzi wrestling family. Porcelli, what am I saying, Mike Picozzi? That's the coach. Porcelli, from the Porcelli wrestling family of Bay Shore. Picozzi, Porcelli, they're all great wrestlers for Suffolk County.
Jimmy Christopher gets the job done. Sachem now with a 13-7 lead. We move on to the 134 match. Ray Lizol
against Chris Cesaro. Chris, 134-pound sophomore. He's 5-4 in the season, 5th in the Sachem tournament this year. Ray Lizzo's a second-seeded wrestler right now in the county by the downstate poll. He's a senior, 10-3 record so far, 2nd in the Anderson Memorial Tournament up in Syracuse, 3rd in the Mid-Hudson 20, 4th in the counties last year, placed in the Empires this past summer, 4th place. He's looking to go to the University of Rockport for Don Murray's team up there next year. And Ray, we expect to win this match. Chris Cesaro, though, very good defensive wrestler. Watched him this past Saturday. He lost to Kielbasa, #1 seed in the county, at Center Reach this past Saturday. But he only lost to 7-0. Didn't give up that major, and he won't give up a major tonight. You see, he's in good on the single leg. He has the corner there to play. He has to bring it back in the middle. Ray Lizzo has to work him back in. There we go. Nice job. Keep that single, though. He has to lock it up in his leg, try to bring him back. I'm sure Chris is trying to work that line. He knows where he's out of bounds. He has the overhook in with the right hand, and he's going to try to come down heavy and go out of bounds. Ray Lizzo did an excellent job taking him down to the mat. He's in great position to get his 2. Doesn't have it yet, but he's working it up. Again, let him go out of bounds. Very good defensive job by Chris Cesaro not to give up the 2 there. Ray was in very deep on that single leg, had him in a position to come up with the 2 points and never got him. Team score is 13-7 right now.
Well,
nice
after 6
job.
matches, Tommy, Longwood took the early advantage with the Masali win, but now they come back. Jimmy Christopher doing the job for Sachem. Who's got the edge? Looking ahead.
No one has the edge right now. This is exactly what we said at the top of the show. We said coming into this thing, what has to happen is that in the weights 140, 147, and 157, Longwood has to win one of those three. Their best chance is their defending county champ Jason Burke against Timmy Godoy, a former Longwood wrestler. That will probably be the best chance that they have there. However, if Godoy comes out victorious there, they still have another chance later on with Junior Scradley at 147, the next match. But they have to win 1 of 3 because then they're going to come on strong at the end. If they don't win 1 of 3, then the match is going to get too far away, and Nicky Hall is not going to matter at the end of the match. And we all know what's going to happen there.
Nicky always said, described by Mike Picozzi, hey, he's just an animal. That's it.
I tell you something, mothers run and take their sons off the street, fathers run and take their daughters off the street when Nicky Hall comes down.
1:45 remaining, second period. Scoreless right now on the mat. Ray Lazole and Chris Azzaro. Azzaro just a sophomore, and that's what you see too in the Sachem lineup. Nice balance. We've seen some seniors, a junior, a couple of sophomores, which shows the continuation of the successful program.
They really do, and you see he's coming up now, doing a nice job. He may come out with his two here, trying to kick over. Ray Lizzo doing an excellent job here. If he can get his hips over, he's hipping high, hipping high. He has to come out. He got the leg over. He's in great position. He's in great position there. Oh, he only gave the 1. He didn't give the 2. Very questionable on that. But again, Tom Riccio, #1 ref in the county, he had the angle right there on the mat. I'm sure the call was good, but it was a close one. He kicked over the top. Obviously, Tom's saying he didn't have control at that point. He did escape. He got out, but he didn't have control.
Lizzo leading 1-0. Under a minute, second period.
See, Chris is staying heavy on the top. He's keeping the offensive, which, again, is good for him to do. I mentioned before, he had that match against Kilbasa from Centereach earlier and put up a real good fight against him. Now, Lizzo, the #2 seed to him, really is not dominating as I expected he might. This is a match that Mike Picozzi's Longwood Lions desperately need. And there he goes. He's trying to use that upper body strength. Turn him down. Pushes heavy on the head. Has to spin behind. Has the leg. Steps behind. You only have 15 seconds. Have to come up with your 2. There's still no 2 there. There he goes. He should get his... The leg must be hooked on the inside. There, he has his 2 at this point. Looking for the cradle. Has the far arm. Looking for a cross-face cradle at this point, or looking just to use a butcher and turn his man over.
We move on to the third period. Ray Lizzle up by 3-0. Sachem, though, up in team points by 6, 13-7.
Okay, at this point right now, Ray Lizzo has his work cut out for him. He's on top. He has to dominate the composition. It's been very hard for him so far in the first 2 periods to turn Chris Azzaro over. So he may turn him loose and try to go for a takedown again, or he may just ride him out and, again, only come up with a 3-point win for Longwood. I think out of the matches that they won so far, either Chris's or Ray's, they were hoping to come up with either a major or a superior decision and get maybe 5 or 6 points. And so far, it looks like they're going to end up with just 3 and 4 points out of those 2 wins. Got our cheerleaders going here today, our male cheerleaders here, keeping the crowd happy on the Sachem side.
SRO head coach Jack Mahoney, Sachem Flaming Arrows in his 19th year. As far as league matches coming into tonight, Sachem has defeated Brentwood and Ward Melville. Longwood with wins over Connecticut and William Floyd. And outside of Longwood and Sachem, League One, it's a brutal league. You've got 4 of the top 15 teams in the state, ranked in the state, are in League One.
You have Connecticut and Patchogue Medford. You know, Craig Kelsky at Patchogue Medford does a tremendous job. And right down the line, they have such a great program in each one of those 4 schools that we just mentioned. The fact of the matter is unfortunate we don't send 2 people up to the States. If Nassau and Suffolk send 2 kids up to the States, that's why the States don't want it. You know, the rest of the community doesn't want it. I mean, League One is just like Nassau and Suffolk in the States. League One has so many quality wrestlers. One of those kids is going to get dropped. I mean, he's going to get knocked out of there. There's no question about that because They have 4 kids and only 3 go to the counties.
Less than a minute left now. Lizzo still hanging on to a 3-0 lead.
Again, with only 35 seconds left to go in the period, Ray is working hard to try to get the points and turn them over to his back, but Chris is doing, again, a great defensive job. He was sent out there to be a defensive wrestler. He's been not only a defensive wrestler, but a very fine wrestler. Only a 3-0 win and had a chance. Just gave the point for stalling there, made it 4-0. Keeps on looking up at the clock, this Chris Cesaro. He knows what he has to do. His job is one thing and one thing only. Don't give up 8 points. He's only given up 4. This is a win for Longwood, but a victory for Sachem.
You're watching Cablevision's Long Island Sports Network, bringing home winning moments.
Tommy, when these next 2 wrestlers take the mat,
the crowd will go crazy.
Yeah, you're going to know this one's big.
This is it. This is the match. So many of those people, those fans you were saying that came here to see great Suffolk County wrestling here for, but also the Longwood fans who lost their boy, Timmy Godoy, who now is wrestling for Sachem, and Jason Burke, a defending county champion, and look at them go after each other. Timmy Godoy out there, a senior 10-0 record. Jason Burke, defending county champion, a 12-0 record. Timmy Godoy went to the Longwood school system 3 years ago. He came back. He's had a rough week this week with a lot of name calling and everything else. Jason Burke knows he has his work cut out for him, but he's the defending county champ. He has some pride that he wants to show. Big team matchup.
We could spend the entire match just reading the credits of both Godoy and Burke. Godoy voted the outstanding wrestler at the Herrick tournament earlier this year. He beat Burke last year, then lost to Burke in the postseason tournament.
Nice single leg. Twice already so far, Timmy's gotten in on Jason. Did an excellent job, but look at the defensive countering move there. Able to come right out of it. Jason, not only a great defensive wrestler, very skilled technician of the game. Very skillful. Thinking about going to Lockhaven, and again, he's a league and sectional champion. There's a little rough stuff to throw you out of bounds. The crowd gets into this, but the wrestlers know that's nothing. They just out there, they have to do their job. Jason lost last year to Timmy in the dual meet but 1 point, but beat him 6-4 in the leagues last year. So these guys have not only wrestled consistently since they've been in 6th grade to going to school with each other, but years ago, Timmy would destroy Jason. Jason has come on step by step over the years, where they're definitely equals. Look at that. Excellent job. Nice single. Got in real deep on the single leg. Uh-oh, he may be called there. No. Okay, again, it's a real tough call when you're on the line like that. You have a right to turn around and try to move. It just so happened that he happened to be on the line. He turned around when he went in that direction. The Longwood fans wanted to get called for going out of bounds to the point. Look at this. Look at him talking. Jason is ready. Come on, come to me. I'm ready for you.
What a story, Timmy Godoy. To wrestle at Longwood, then go over to Sachem, that's like playing football at Oklahoma, then transferring to Nebraska.
Well, that's a tough one. It's like coaching at Bayshore that I used to do and teaching at West Avalon and have to play for the league championship. I mean, it's a tough thing. Those things happen. You want to know something, though? The loyalty goes out the window when you put on the uniform of the other school. Your loyalty to your school, what is that, the Beach Boys be true to your school back in 1965? That's what you have to be. You got it. And these kids are true to their schools.
45 seconds remaining, first period. Maybe the biggest match of the night, the biggest one thus far, for sure.
Well, the nice thing about this thing is both kids have great ability to wrestle freestyle. They can wrestle folk style, which is the high school wrestling. I mean, they're able to get at each other. New York State freestyle champion Timmy Godoy in 1990, Empire State Games gold medalist. Beat Junior Scradney, who we're going to see from Longwood in a couple of minutes, who's wrestling 147. He doesn't ride well, though. That's one of his weaknesses, Timmy's weaknesses. So I'm sure that he'll probably end up turning Jason Burke loose, or Jason will escape early in the match. And there comes a mistake on Jason's part. Timmy, cat-like, took advantage of it, got the 2 points in takedown, and that really wasn't a shot by Timmy. It was more of a defensive move where Jason made the mistake and Timmy took advantage of it. These are the things that happen in wrestling.
Godoy up 2-0. 4 seconds remain. First period.
And that's the nice thing. He doesn't have to ride. Look at that. Jason's on his way up, but he doesn't have to ride him. He only had to ride him for 13 seconds. The takedown came with 13 seconds left. He was able to ride him for the remaining 13 seconds. Big choice now. It's Jason Burke's choice. He deferred to Timmy. Timmy has to choose. He'll probably choose down at this point and try to go for the escape to go up 3-0. Okay, again, Jason Burke had the choice. You can either choose top, bottom, or defer. He decided to defer. He'll make the choice the third period. Tim Godoy, the 10-0 senior from Sachem, has his choice. He chose down. It's a defensive position, but you can score from there because you can get 1 for an escape or 2 for reversal, and now he'll be up either 3 or 4 to nothing if he gets that. Nice crossface there by Jason. Has the tight worst, working the far arm. Timmy looking for the switch. Has the inside leg of Jason. If he comes out of there, again, Jason's riding very heavy on top. A little bit too far out in front, though. Has to spin behind. Has to free his leg and come behind. He's in the crotch, and he's keeping heavy weight on Timmy by doing that, and it's hard for Timmy to come out. Got his legs in, and now, okay. We got an injury to the thumb. Coming into this, when I watched Timmy wrestle this past Saturday at Center Reach, he had his thumb taped up, but that wasn't his problem against Center Reach. Again, he was physically, even though he won the match, he was physically banged around during that match and come out with a big lip. So not only does he have a lip coming in tonight, so we look at Coach Mike Picozzi over there, he also has an injured thumb.
We've seen shots during the course of the matches we've seen thus
Ralph
far.
Mancino, 107-pounder from Sachem sitting on the badge. I'm sorry, go ahead, Walt.
I was just going to say, Tommy, we've seen both coaches shot to them during the first 5-6 matches. Neither seems like a screamer. You know, they just walk up and down. They watch intently, but
they
not
don't
too
need
loud.
to be screamers. Great coaches are great teachers, and great teachers teach in the room ahead of time. Once you're out on the mat, you know, when the football gets kicked off, when you're out on the mat, there's not much teaching that you can do anymore. And if you did your lesson plan and you prepared properly, everything will go exactly according to plan. You talk about instant pre-play and instant replay. Great athletes replay these things over and over. We can actually visualize and see this match ahead of time. And that's what both Mike Picozzi and Jack Mahoney believe in. They believe in getting their team prepared and knowing what they're doing psychologically, getting in their minds, how they're going to perform out on the mat, how they're going to shoot their takedowns, and they can almost visualize that match ahead of time.
Action ready to resume. 1:32 remaining second period. Again, Timmy Godoy up 2-0.
Okay, there's a caution on green. That's a caution that time on Jason Burke. Now, usually you get the caution on the down man who tries to get up quickly, but the caution that time came on the top man. We talk about Mike Picozzi. I tell you, say he may not be excited, but he was excited yesterday when I talked to him. He said this could be a 30-12 match, or it could be a 24-23 match, but I'll guarantee you one thing, every match will be a good 6-minute wrestling match. And boy, we've seen that so far. And you talk about building programs, his philosophy is that every kid learns the exact same thing from 7th grade to 12th grade. He believes in basics and fundamental wrestling, and he shows that with his wrestler's skill out on the mat.
All right, they had given Godoy a point, but they took it back off. It was just a caution, so the score remains 2-0.
Well, it was just a caution. The second caution is the point. Now, you watch right now, you're watching Jason Burke sort of bang down on the head. The wrestlers here, or the fans here, are saying that Godoy is scoring, but he just came out for his one there on the escape. Jason has to start moving now. He has 1 minute left. The match is halfway through. Nice, tries to duck under there. Look at the action. Look at the edge of the mat. Timmy Godoy is doing a good job of playing that edge of the mat, and you can see those. I'm not sure whether or not the Longwood wrestlers are talking to Godoy, who they consider, I guess, a traitor because he left their school district, or are they talking to Jason Burke? You can see right there, Big Nick Hall come over and start yelling something. Nicky Hall is the man on the left there, sort of smiling and looking. He wants to, Tommy Riccio came over and cautioned him, but he wants to keep on getting in his ear. Okay, Jason down 3-0. And look at that, right off the bat, Timmy Godoy circles around, dances back towards the edge of the mat. I'm sure Tommy Riccio is watching this very intently. He's going to see, does he shoot? There's another shot by Jason. Jason gets up. Timmy Godoy is close to the edge of the mat, can turn back in. He's not taken down yet. He still has no control there. He has to come up on the leg. He has to, look, he's crawling off. He will be called for crawling off in this. He will be called if he gets off the mat. 1 point. Excellent call. Excellent call by Tom Riccio. You can see his intent from the very beginning was to get off the mat. This is turning into a barn burner, I'm telling you something. 35 seconds left to go. Jason Burke is on his feet. He doesn't have the takedown. If he can come down with a takedown, it will be a 3-3 match, and then we're going to be going into the third period.
35 seconds remain in the second.
Now, we also have to be careful now for Timmy Godoy to get called for stalling. If he doesn't shoot and Jason continues to shoot, he's going to get banged for stalling warning. A leg sweep tried there. Going to look for a duck under here. He does a good job with his double. Again, Jason taking the offensive. There he goes in again. Oh, and a dump. He's in deep on that dump. He came in. Again, defensive move by Timmy Godoy, but came up with his 2 points on the takedown. Just a little fireman's there. Came through and did a good job. And Jason is in deep trouble going into the third period, down by a score of 5-1. When you have a person with the savvy and the experience that Tim Godoy has, he's not going to give up 4 points in that last period. Mike Picozzi, very concerned. You see him over there. Also along with Mike Picozzi, Ethan Pripke was standing there. Okay, again, the thumb on the side of the mat. He's starting the injury clock. Tom Riccio says you have 3 minutes injury time. He's used about a minute of it so far. There you go, Mike. Mike's telling him he gets a free chance to do a little coaching here also. You can tell him what he might be able to do to come up with those 4 points. But again, knowing the savvy and the ability of a Tim Godoy who's been wrestling for years. Brother Rudy went through Sachem also. Transferred over here from Longwood 3 years ago. It's going to be very tough for Jason Burke to come back. Jason's a cadet freestyle national champ, state sectional regional champ. Okay, the cadets are 16 years and under.
Sachem up 13-10 after 6 matches. We're in our 7th match.
And not only the 7th match, but the key psychological match, I truly believe, for Longwood. If Jason doesn't win this one, it puts the score up now 16-10, but it also sends a message to Longwood that they're one county champ that they really expect to come through from. Didn't give that. It's a psychological disadvantage for Longwood. Fans are a little upset about the crossface they saw there. Again, going after the pin, and Jason could get a little sloppy here. Potentially injury time. Okay, I was going to say, I thought he just stopped the clock. I thought he called either a stalemate or potentially dangerous, and I was going to say, come on. But Tom Riccio must have heard something in there. Timmy Godoy is complaining about his hand. Now remember, if 3 minutes expires and Timmy cannot continue, Jason Burke wins by default. 6 points, goes over on the Longwood scoreboard. Knowing that kid there, you'll never see that happen. They'll go out there with it. They'll chop his hand off before he doesn't continue the match.
He looks like he's ready to go right now. 1:39 remaining. Godoy and Burke.
See a picture right there. That's Eldridge Bowley Williams, I believe, on the edge of the mat. Or that may be, I'm not really sure. That might be Toby Elmore. I'm not really sure where we are on the mat. I think that's Toby, who we're just looking at.
Godoy up 5-1. Jason Burke on top for Longwood.
Jason has to go for the pin, and that's the nice thing about being on bottom right now. He knows he's getting that leg in there. He's going to try to clank him. He's up too high. He's coming out. He got his 2 points. He has a Turkin with his hands. He's going to step through for the Turk.
Well, Burke had a gamble.
Yeah, no, there's no question he had to gamble, but sometimes, you just get so aggressive that you make mistakes, and that's exactly what happened here. I guess the good part of it here for Jason Burke, even if he loses this one, he has 2 more shots. And you want to know something? There's only one time you lose in your senior year, and that's in the counties. You can lose all the time up to there, but if you win the counties and win the county championship, this loss tonight will mean absolutely nothing to him. So even though it's devastating for him right now, and he'll think about it for the rest of the week, it may give him the ability to work harder. I don't think he's going to avoid Timmy in the leagues. I think he's going to come back in the leagues and take him on one more time. He has a chance to go up to 147 maybe and be a county champ up there, but just by watching the wrestling ability, I don't know that he can't come back and beat him in the league championship. Timmy came through with a couple of breaks here. Again, they got another one. Is that, I'm not sure whether he hit him for stalling just then. I don't see a point going up on the scoreboard. 32 seconds, you see Jack Mahoney telling Timmy, let's go, come on, keep wrestling the full 6 minutes.
So unless there is a drastic change of events,
I'm
Timmy
surprised.
You
don't do what he just did. He let him go. If he gets caught for a 5-point move, it's a draw. He has a sure win by just trying to ride him. Oh boy, he felt confident though. That's why he let him go. Using that duck under, he got in deep on that duck under. Didn't want to take a gamble being kicked over. There he goes to the upper body, head and arm. Boy, I may be wrong here. I'm saying how I feel that Jason Burke can come back, and Timmy Godoy is gaining confidence in leaps and bounds. 15 seconds left, and he's becoming the aggressor.
With a 5-point lead.
See, my fear was if he gets caught in a 5-point move right there, it would be a tie. You don't take that chance. However, Timmy, I guess, felt confident enough to get through. You see there, the clock down to nothing. Big win for Sachem in that one. Score goes to 16-10. We said at the top of the telecast, Longwood has to win one of the 3 matches between 140 and 157. The first one and their best shot just went to Sachem in the form of Tim Godoy with a 7-2 victory over Jason Burke. Okay, now we're going to have John Phillips at 147. Senior, 9-1 record, 4th year wrestling varsity, going against Junius Gradney. Junior with a 12-2 record. Junior's 3rd in the Anderson Memorial Tournament at 155, went down to 147, was 2nd in the Mid-Hudson Tournament. Placed 2nd in the Empires to Timmy Godoy. Lost to Timmy Godoy only 3-2. Junius is an excellent wrestler, great student. Goes summertime, he goes to the SUNY Stony Brook. Works in their STEP program there. That's extra work in science, and the kids get paid for going there. And he went there. He's Kerry McCoy, you'll see, the 179-pounder's cousin.
Julius Grodny on the mat for Longwood. Sachem up 16-10.
See John Phillips out there for Sachem. He's 3rd in the Empires at Greco, 4th in the Empires at Freestyle, 3rd in the county last year at 140. Won 9 rounds in the Junior Nationals this past summer. This is a real toss-up match here, too. Only loss that John Phillips has so far this year with his 9-run record is to Tim Godoy. So you just saw Timmy Godoy beating the county champ Jason Burke. And what happens? He beats Gradney by 1 point. He beats Phillips by 2 points. Very, very toss-up match right here.
Up and down these lineups, Tommy. Got kids either go in the Empire State Games, the Cadet World, and they wrestle all year round.
Well, they really do. When you get to the great programs, they have that ability. They start wrestling and kid wrestling in both programs. You can see some action going on out here with the both getting in on each other's legs, but we have 2 great defensive wrestlers who are able to counter and get back out. So as we were stating, Walt, they're able to, they wrestle, I mean, they just keep going. Jack started his 3-style camp here, and it teaches all 3 styles. We're going to have a warning on Longwood. They're saying that John Phillips is making the attack here. 28 seconds to go. First period. John's setting up. He looks like he has a shot. He's leaving that single right out there. Junius is leaving that right leg out in front.
Grodney, runner-up in the Empire State Games. Phillips ranked 2nd in the Coaches Bowl. He, too, went to the Empire State Games.
End of the first period. 0-0. And there you see Timmy Godoy has that lip. You can see the bottom of that lip. He has this nice ice pack there in his hand, and he knows physically he had a match. He's sucked down, too. You know, he was at 147 most of the year. First time down to the weight was this past Saturday against Center Reach. Made the weight again during the week against Ward Melville, but he's down there. You see Junius Gradney, Junie over on the sideline with his coach, Mike Riccozzi. Has a little injury. Tom Riccio's over there with him.
SRO here at Sachem High School. Any seat tonight's a good one. Sachem leading 16-10.
Actually, the best seat is going to be our viewers sitting at home enjoying themselves watching this and able to turn on a Giant game after that.
Leave the car in the driveway. 1:46 remaining, second period. Got me thinking football. Julius Grodney, John Phillips on the mat right now. Phillips on top.
Now this match right now may seem to a lot of people who are watching it to be boring in a way. There's not much action. We just came off of a great Godoy-Burke match, a lot of action. But both of these, again, are great defensive wrestlers. They're not going to be able to do too much to each other, so they sort of have to feel each other out. Right now, Johnny Phillips is looking maybe to throw in an arm bar. He's looking to throw in a half. Junius is trying to escape. He's trying to get up. Every time he goes, there goes one-on-one. There's one-on-one that's going to bring him back under. One wrestler can't get up. One wrestler can't bring the other one down. Ooh, had a little tilt there, and there's a cheap tilt they use in the Sachem wrestling room. They're famous for this thing, but they get back points out of it. I started stating before, that 3-star wrestling camp that Jack runs here, Jack Mahoney, teaches all 3 styles. The folk style, which is schoolboy wrestling we're looking at right now, the freestyle, which is used in Olympic, and also the Greco-Roman, which is just all upper body. And they learn it all, and the tilts are one of the main things in the freestyle that you see.
Down to 35 seconds. Scoreless match.
And again, Junius really needs to work his tail off here to get some points. He's trying to get out there, but he just isn't moving in the upper body. It doesn't look like He really has these 15 seconds left to go. He knows what the clock is. He's just being tied up. I'm sure he feels that John Phillips is stalling on top. He's just riding the arm. He really hasn't gone for a pin. But he's in his best position right now. It's just unfortunately he's on the edge of the mat. Comes up. John drives him out. 5 seconds left. Wants to spit again. I tell you, if you've never been in a position before, there's nothing that feels worse than walking out on the mat in a huge meet like this with a packed stand, knowing you have to defend your school. I mean, you get so dry cottonmouth at that point, and that's what he is right now. He's rinsing around, has to clear out that mouth. And you don't start getting nervous at 10 to 9 before your match. You started 2 days ago, and it's just worked up gradually. Nothing's left in your body.
Tommy, you're a long-time, very successful Suffolk County football coach, very successful as far as coaching wrestling as well back in your West Babylon days. Difference in training, football and wrestling?
My own belief is that wrestling is more of a technician sport. I mean, you have to get really skilled. It's a technician thing. Mike Picosi, Jack Mahoney, excellent technicians in the game. Both of them, though, you have to be in top physical condition. I've always believed there's no sport in the world tougher than wrestling. Only because not only do you have to worry about being in 100% top shape, not only do you have to go for 6 grueling minutes out on the mat and maybe sometimes more, but you have to watch your diet. You can't eat. Some of these wrestlers suck down what they had for dinner last night was an orange or a grapefruit or maybe even a squeeze of an orange or a grapefruit. So it's really tough. It's really difficult. And you're in that room for 3-4 hours at a time working your tail off with your sweat clothes on. It's tough.
Meanwhile, football players pile up the Big Macs when they can.
Oh, they really do. And they and again, football is a game. It's fun. It's enjoyable. Now, I'm not saying wrestling's not fun. These guys are having a great time out there, and when you win, it's tremendous. But when you lose, it's devastating, and you're out there by yourself. So it's tough. It's a sport. It's competitive, but it isn't a game. Okay? I mean, it's a fight out there, and that's what they're doing right now.
Well, the beauty of wrestling, it's a team sport. Sachem, Longwood, you know the rivalry. Yet break that down, and there are just the individual matchups where you are center stage. Football, offensive guard, and even in basketball, some players have their roles, but for at least 6 minutes, each wrestler is at center stage.
Exactly. Excellent job right there, coming up from the bottom. Junior Stratton did a great job, but didn't get the escape at the last minute. He shows, though, he has the potential to do it. Don't wait for the last 10 seconds, Junior. Come up before that. Come up when you're in the middle of the mat early in the period. Third period now, he's in bad shape. He's on top. He can do one or two things. He can ride for the whole period and work for his turn, which he may or may not get. He can turn him loose immediately and go for the takedown, which he wasn't able to get in the beginning. He's in a tough position right now. John Phillips has the upper hand. John looked for a switch. Junius gave it up right away. It's a takedown match.
Phillips goes up 1-0.
Now, Phillips is in a great position because I think he really believes he can come out at any time. He's going aggressive. Even if he gets caught, and there he did. Again, you see so many defensive moves today. Offensive wrestler shoots, makes a stupid move, slides off, defensive wrestler gets it. I have no doubt in my mind that John Phillips will escape before the end of this match and tie it up at 2-2. I don't think that Junius is going to be able to hold him down for the remaining 1 minute and 20 seconds.
Phillips got 2 points for the takedown. Well, it took a lot less than 1:20.
Certainly did. Now where we're at now is definitely a takedown match. It's a 2-2 draw. Both wrestlers have to be cautious because they don't want to give up the point, but on the other hand, both wrestlers have to be aggressive and get in there and try to get the score. I don't think you're going to see too much real action for the remaining 40 seconds. When it gets to about 25 seconds, you're going to see them both get aggressive. Unless they see an opening. They're going to set up, they're going to look. If they find an opening, they'll take it, obviously. But they're not going to get too aggressive now for fear of making a mistake. They're going up. There you go, single. Nice single. Excellent job. Beautiful job here. Look at the defense, though. Look at the defensive work by Junior Stratton coming out of that thing. John Phillips did a great job of getting in deep and low on the single. We're down to 40 seconds. They're going to start working right now. John knows the time. I don't think Junius has any idea. Mike Picosi is over in the corner yelling. I don't know with this crowd whether he can hear. We're down to 30 seconds right now. 32, 31. And now we have to start going. Longwood needs the victory here. A draw isn't what we were looking for. They needed to win one of the 3 matches in this way, not draw.
Someone needs a point. Tied at 2. Longwood needs it, though, more than Sachem. Sachem with the team lead.
Going red. Going red. I'm surprised on that call. I really am. I don't think either wrestler was really doing anything. They both have a scoring warning on them now. I don't think that you're going to see anything. Oh, he came in nice and deep there. Good counter. No, he doesn't have the takedown. He missed it right at the buzzer, and that hurt. Jack Mahoney's upset, I think, with Tom Riccio's call on the stalling. He's going to ask, he's over the table right now asking why. Tom will explain to him, but it was just and Jack takes it. It wasn't, Jack was hoping maybe he made the wrong call and it was stalling green and it would have been a point, but it wasn't. It was stalling red. And it's going to be a draw. Could be very important at the end of the match. This comes down to a one-point match on either team. That victory with a second to go in the match that John Phillips would have had by coming behind there could be key.
With the draw, each team awarded 2 points, so Sachem now leads 18-12.
Now we have 157, Jason Kraft, a 10-0 junior, who's a great football player also for Sachem. They won the Herrick tournament and won 2 matches in the Sachem tournament before he was pulled out with a knee problem. It's going against Anthony Camisa, a senior with a 12-3 record, third in the Anderson Memorial for Syracuse, second in the Mid-Hudson tournament at 157. Anderson Memorial is at 147. He's seeded second in the 1990 league tournament, but got upset in the first round. Very strong defensive wrestler. This is the person that they wanted to go against Kraft. They have their lineup the way that they wanted the lineup. They're sending him against Kraft, who's a very aggressive offensive wrestler. The matchups, the contrasting styles work out perfectly in Longwood's favor with this.
Camisa for Longwood, much like Eric Farkas, scored 1,200 on his SATs, also plays soccer.
Okay, we have Jason Kraft talking again about the wrestlers wrestling all year round. Jason Kraft, bronze medal in the Empire Freestyles, 4th in the National Cadet Freestyles, represented the United States in the World Game and placed 7th because the first 2 guys decided to go in Greco-Roman, didn't go in freestyle. Nope, trying to come out, wasn't able to come out, right on the edge of the mat.
Quickly, Tommy, explain Cadet Worlds and what's
okay, well, Cadet Worlds, basically, you can go in, it's students who are 16 years old and under. They have their own qualifying tournaments. You can go for them. They have, you get sent tons of things to the school, and the kids can try out for them. Just like any other wrestling tournament, you go into it, you advance through tournaments in your own area. You move through the tournaments in the regional level. You move in the sectional level, regional level, state level, down to the Easton's, and eventually Cadet Worlds, and that's where he ended up going. Had to be under 16 or under. And they have different levels, in that National Federation.
National Cadet Worlds, or the national level of it anyway, were held in Missouri, and then the Worlds itself held in Hungary. Down at 30 seconds. Kraft with the 2-0 lead.
Now, Anthony, as you stated before, has 1,200 on his SATs. He's looking at Albany State, another great educational SUNY year school, and also Brockport. A lot of these, Don Murray, who's been coach at Brockport, wrestled, it's funny, Don Murray wrestled with Jack Mahoney up at Brockport back in the late 60s, early 70s, and unfortunately for Jack Mahoney, anytime that Don, who was a little bit better, wanted to go away, Don would wrestle 123, Jack would have to go up to 30. Don would wrestle 130 because the kid was a little weaker. Jack had to go down to 23 against a tougher kid. Okay, Billy DeSario, great wrestling coach from Babylon High School, also went to Brockport. And Don does a very good job of recruiting. You can see Jack, a graduate of Brockport, likes to send his kids up there. Don does a good job of recruiting.
At the end of the first period, Kraft maintains a 2-0 lead. Again, we are in the 157 weight class. Jason Kraft versus Anthony Camisa.
Okay, the choice that period, it was Longwood's choice. He decided to stay on his feet. See, Jason's getting ready again to set up. Wants to get his 2. There he goes. He gets in on the single. Has it deep. He's going to try to set him back, trip him down behind. Can't get in on the setback. Will lift up the single, take him right to the air, and brings him down to his back. Beautiful, beautiful single. That's textbook. Tilt. There they go for the tilts again. And again, as I stated, Mike Picozzi knows those tilts are coming. They worked all week. He's going to turn them loose, give him the point. 4-1, take him right down again. Double. We talk about Coach Mike Picozzi. Graduated from Huntington back in 1976. County champ, 1975 and 76. Placed 3rd in the state in 75. Second in the state in 1976, went to Iowa State. Coach Nichols was out there at the time. Iowa State was just phenomenal. Dan Gable came to Iowa in the late 70s. Nichols left Iowa State and it just went from Iowa State to Iowa, from Ames up to Iowa City, the national championship. But he graduated from Iowa State in 1981 and got to Longwood. He's only been there now for 7 years. But since he's come to Longwood, their program has just turned around. Dick Vera, who's the principal of Longwood High School, says Mike's taken a program which had great potential and made the potential a reality. He's totally dedicated to the program, 7 through 12, spends all of his time. He lives in Centerport. I tried to get him this week at home. I couldn't get him. 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm still calling the house. He's not there. The guy lives, eats,
Try 8
sleeps,
in the morning at the school.
Well, I had to
get a
physically
shot.
go and track him down and lock him in a closet to talk to him for 5 minutes. And there he is, Coach Mike Picozzi. What a tremendous job he's done in bringing Longwood to the top of the county last year.
We talk about them ranked number 1 in the county. One magazine has them ranked 9th in the nation.
And deservedly so. And Sachem should be ranked 10th before this match if that's how they wanted to rank them. After the match, I'm sure Jack's going to say, hey, we should be 9th, 2nd, 3rd, whatever. You know, if they win, and Longwood should be one behind us. Since Mike's been at Longwood, he's had county champs with Keith Ketchum, and then last year, Chris Conway, Jason Burke, and Nicky Hall. And years ago, Larry Brown was a champ, a county champ from Longwood. Sachem has some great past wrestlers also. Joey Davidson, who's coaching here now at Sachem, JV coach. Danny Mayo. I mean, give Nicky Hall a match. You got to bring Danny Mayo back just to work out with him. Danny Mayo, 82, 83, 2-time county champ. He's an assistant at Penn State now. One of the top 3 wrestlers in the country for the Olympics at 180.5. Isaac Ramaswamy, who's 3rd ranked at 105 pounds in the country at Greco. Mike Marinello, who's the coach at Glenn right now, is a great wrestler for them. Lance Banffy, who's at Central Connecticut presently. Jimmy Fox, 1982, assistant coach at Belmore Kennedy right now. Graduated from Sachem in 82. Sachem wrestlers all over the county, all over the country, I'm sorry, and also some great coaches out there.
30 seconds remain, second period. Jason Kraft leading 4-1.
Jason again looking, he's trying to get in deep. He wants to throw. He's really looking to set up. There we go, Storm one more time. We got Storm on Longwood here. He's saying you're not setting up. You can see Jason was trying to get in deep, looking for a lateral drop on that last move. Wasn't able to. Got in on the double. Head to the outside, though. He got the head to the inside, comes right out again. Beautiful textbook. Looking for a switch. Anthony not able to execute the switch. There's 12 seconds left. Boy, I tell you, talk about a clinic right now. Jason Kraft is demonstrating textbook takedown. Only a junior. Coach Fred Pizarro, the football coach, is looking for big things out of him next year also in football. I'm sure Jack Mahoney is going to be so concerned about him continuing on with his wrestling career during the summer. Good athlete all around.
Jack and Fred are just going to have to learn to share, that's all. At the end of the second period, Jason Kraft in command, just a junior, leading 6-1 over Anthony Camisa. You see the Sachem bench.
Now, Sachem's up, remember. They're up 18-12, but there's still a lot of concern on that bench because they know what's coming up in the 179 and the 215-pound weight classes for Longwood. And they have to make sure that, you know, they have a lead going into that because anything can happen when they get to those last 2 weight classes.
I'll tell you, Jack Mahoney, an excellent wrestler, as you said, at Lindenhurst, does not look like your, well, maybe there isn't a stereotype as a wrestler is concerned, but Jack looks like, more like a guidance counselor than a wrestling coach.
Jack is a guidance counselor. Let me tell you, when you coach Sachem wrestler for 19 years, you've got to be a guidance counselor. He's had some people come through his program that needed a little guidance, and he did a great job with them.
Third period underway. Kraft on top and leading 6-1.
You know, you talk about Jack Mahoney being a great guidance counselor. Not only a great guidance counselor, a great person. He does, you know, you talk about getting kids to participate. He does everything he can to get every kid in this program matches. And that's so important for kids to get out there. And that's how they develop, and that's how they get better. And he does that consistently. I mean, he works, just like Mike, hour after hour a day, making sure everybody's set up. He'll send a team to a Heritage tournament while his other team's over at St. Anthony's wrestling on the team, and he'll have a B team someplace else. You know, all these coaches are utilizing the kids all over the place. That's why they become the power that they are right now. Mike Picozzi's doing the exact same thing, following in the footsteps of Luciani and Huntington, his mentor.
Well, in its simplest form, a coach is nothing more than a teacher outside the classroom, and I mean that as a compliment.
Yes, absolutely, and that's where it is. Great teaching, you know, can develop and build great programs in the classroom as well as out. Jason's a little banged up here. He has a knee, he has a knee pad on the knee, and he just kind of banged on the knee as he came down right there. His left knee, you can see Jack Mahoney's over there with him. Tom Riccio again will stay in the corner, make sure that everything's all right there. They're going to put the ice pack on the knee. Al Bertolone was over there. Al Bertolone is football coach at Westside. We used to be the varsity football coach at Hopog. Now coaching Westside, he teaches here in Sachem, coaches wrestling in Sachem. Jack's staff right down the line, he has people who have been around with him for a long time building the program. Okay, we don't have, it's Junius, not Julius, and we don't have Junius Gradney. He was up last time. It's Anthony Camisa out there right now against Jason Kraft. What happened a lot of times is the lineups get changed around. The coaches make decisions. They give us the lineup ahead of time. We put it up on our graphics, and they come back and they change it at the last minute and put a team out there. And they have that right to do that, let me tell you. That's part of the chess match that's going on here this evening. And when it comes down to a 24-23 match at the very end of this thing, you're going to know why the chess match was played.
It is critical. Sachem leading by 6 right now, 18-12.
That's John Abley you just saw. He's the 179-pounder getting ready to go out against Terry McCoy in another tremendous match we're going to see. Jason Kraft trying to get in on his double again. He has it again. Likes to get that head to the inside. A lot of times he teaches double with your head to the outside and come right up, but he likes to get the head to the inside, come up through the back door. Comes in on a single. Has the single and deep. And again, the possible potentially dangerous they go down on the thing. No, did a nice job of bringing him back in. Didn't let him get out of bounds. Came behind. He's up 8-2. There's 26 seconds left, and unfortunately, he can do one of two things. He can work to turn him over to try to get that 10-2 and get the 4 points, or he can turn him loose. And if he does that, he has to take him down to his back, and I think that'd be very tough to do.
Tommy, you said even before the telecast, you doubted there would be any pins. Maybe late in the late stages with Nicky Hall, but
I was going to say, don't tell me I didn't say Nicky Hall will pin. I think he will pin, but
for the most part,
right.
you didn't expect to see.
I really didn't. I expected to see 6 minutes of wrestling right down the line. I expected to see a lot of 2- or 3-point matches, even a couple of 1-point matches. I expected at least one draw, and we saw that already. You know, you have two great coaches who have taught their kids so well during the week what to do. I mean, they have, you know, like I said before, Mike Picosi had this match down to a 1-point match or a blowout on either side, but he said if it's a blowout, it's going to be because one team wins every one by 1 point. Sportsmanship at its finest. Look at that right there. Anthony Camisa coming over, giving Jason Kraft a hug, letting him know, great match, and I'll tell you, a great match on Anthony's part, too. He did what he had to do.
So Jason Kraft gets the win, a 6-point win, 8-2.
And I'll tell you something, my feeling going into this was that Longwood had to win one of those 3 matches, or they're not going to win the meet. They didn't win one of those 3 matches. But again, I don't hold a jockstrap to these 2 coaches who are out here right now. You said I was a great wrestling coach. I was down at the junior high level and the JV level with Pat Moen at West Babel. And I mean, those guys were great. These guys out here are fantastic coaches.
So
I just got lucky in football.
So with the Kraft win, Sachem is now up by 9, 21-12. We're in the 167 class.
Jimmy Saladino, and we have Idris Abdul Shahid. He's 3-1 from Longwood. He's a senior, second in the Anderson Memorial Tournament. Lost the finals by 1 point. His brother Ishmael Abdul Rashid wrestled at 147 last year against Sachem and won, and it was one of the key matches that put Longwood into the victory column there. Jimmy Saladino, senior, 5-3 so far in the year. Plays cornerback on the football team. He's second in the state tournament. There he comes with a big, big takedown. Now this victory could give them a victory here. Will give them a 24-12 lead. They would need 2 pins, Longwood, that is just a tie at 24-24, one of which probably will come from Nicky Hall. But Terry McCoy pinning John Abley would be a real tough one. Jimmy Saladino, 3rd-year wrestling. He's a National Honor Society student. Didn't place last year. 155-pounder in the leagues, moved up to 177. Now he's back down to 169, got back down to weight. But he's a very aggressive wrestler. Jack likes him out here because he feels he's aggressive, and I know that Mike wanted to put out Idris instead of Eldridge Bowley Williams, who's a 10th grader, also has a 3-1 record for Longwood at 169. However, Mike felt a little more comfortable right now with a senior on the mat at this critical point. Put out Idris. And he knows he'll work. There he goes. He's going to come out for his 1 right here and maybe even get 2. He got 2. He came behind. He has his reversal. Excellent job right there. And that shows you the senior mat knowledge coming out from behind, able to tie the score up at 2-2.
So So Idris Abdul-Rashid ties things up. And it will be Rashid on top. Jimmy Saladino for Sachem also plays on the football team. And another excellent student on the National Honor Society.
And there he goes. He's going. He's looking for his cradle. He's trying to lock it up. And I'll tell you, this, again, we've been saying this all along. I don't want to be redundant, but this is definitely a key matchup. Sachem win here almost puts it out of reach. A Longwood win could almost bring Longwood back into the victory column. It's a very critical matchup right now. Sachem wins this one, they win the meet. Longwood wins this one, they win the meet, because what's going to happen is they'll probably come out and win the next match, and they'll get a pin in the finals, and there's a very good possibility they're going to come away with a 24-21 win. So we have a 2-2 match. We're going into the second period, and this could be for everything. All the marbles are resting on both these kids' shoulders.
Coming up in the next match, it will be Kerry McCoy going up against John Abley. Match at hand now, though.
Okay, he's taking him out of bounds, just running with him. Idris is trying to get up, get to his feet, trying to get out. Jimmy Saladino's following behind. Jack Mahoney's getting to nail-biting time. Crunch time is coming down. That's about the most emotion you're going to see out of Jack Mahoney.
Also took a quick glimpse at the scoreboard.
Well, he's concerned about that. I have the opportunity to work with Jack during the summer over at Cedar Beach. Paul Broadmerkel, section chairman of Suffolk County Wrestling, is the lieutenant guard over at Cedar Beach. Jack works from over there, and I tell you, he's always thinking wrestling, always talking wrestling. Except when he's down on the surfboard. Then he's thinking 10-foot
That's
waves.
what you were really doing at Cedar Beach. I knew there was an angle there somewhere.
There you go again. Excellent. Again, a great reversal. He's doing a tremendous job of working, coming up, coming out the back, gets a reversal. Jimmy Saladino has to think one here. He has to think one. He's in a good position to get his one. Come on, keep coming around, Jimmy. He gets one now, and he gets one in the third period. A draw benefits Sachem. He doesn't come with it. 1 minute left, second period.
Abdul-Rashid leading 4-2.
Saladino looks to switch, comes out. He's going to come out on this one. Does a nice job, gets his escape, comes out for his 1 point. Tom Riccio calls timeout as Abdul-Rashid is asking for timeout. Headgear's in his eyes. He says, I don't want an unfair advantage here, you know. Gives him time to fix his headgear. Really shouldn't give him time to go to the sideline and get some confidence, and that's exactly what both wrestlers are getting right now.
And how long for a timeout?
There is no such thing as a timeout. There isn't a timeout right now. Obviously, we're fixing the headgear. Maybe he has an injury, too. We might have said something. They're looking at his knee. Jack Mahoney's able to give a couple of coaching instructions over to Jimmy Saladino. Obviously, Mike McCoy, his whole coaching staff is over on the other side talking with Idris Abdul-Rashid, letting him know, and they are. They're looking at that knee underneath there. As coaches, you always watch these things very carefully. You try to look at the guy over there because he's winded, or is he over there because he's really injured? I'll tell you something, though. These coaches are both very, very good coaches as far as getting their wrestlers in shape. They're able to go the full 6 minutes.
Football, you have hamstrings. What's the most common injury in wrestling?
I don't know that there is a common injury in wrestling per se. A lot of people have different things. Stretching is a very important part of it. You don't have too many pulls in wrestling. You may get nosebleeds, you may get, but generally a couple of headbutts and things like that, black eyes. There isn't a common injury. You have some great wrestling going on right now. Excellent counter to come out of that.
23 seconds remain. Second period. Abdul-Rashid on top. 4-2.
Nice double. He's in deep. He's in deep. He's in trouble. 15 seconds. He comes up with 2. And that was just a great headgear. You saw right there, Jimmy Saladino checked his headgear. When he went up, Abdul-Rashid went in for the double and just came through. Nice double. Got in really deep and was able to weather the storm. He's up now 6-3 going into the third period. And as I stated earlier, a key matchup. He comes out with a victory right here. John Abley has his work cut out for him. Score will be 21-15 if Abdul-Rashid keeps where he is right now. Abley really can't lose. He has to come up with a draw. He's going to have to. Last year in this match, Abley actually beat Kerry McCoy. Wasn't expected to beat him and did beat him last year, but Kerry McCoy has just come on so much over the past year, working out continually, waiting for this rematch. That's in our next match at 179. That'll be coming up in 2 minutes.
Longwood looking to close the gap. Sachem up by 9 points.
And this is something that Mike Picozzi, from the beginning, I mean, when you sit down and you think out your strategy, he had 2 people to put in this weight class. He knew during the week he was looking at both his wrestlers, Eldridge Bowley-Williams, who's a 10th grader, and Idris Abdul-Rashid, who's a senior. And he knew that this is the senior he wanted to take his chance with. As you take a look at John Abley over there. And we see on the other side, Kerry McCoy, who's getting ready. Nikki Hall, who's getting ready. And what a lineup Longwood's going to throw at us the last 2 matches.
Down to 135.
Jack Mahoney knows he's standing over on the side right now. He looked up the clock again. He knows it's 1 minute and 30 seconds away. And he either needs Jimmy Saladino to do something right now, or he needs John Abley, who's coming up next, to really wrestle the match of his life. You know, you talk about the wrestlers know where they are, do they know the time, do they know things like that. Well, I can guarantee you right now, Abdul-Rashid knows he's up by 3 points. He knows that he has to wrestle smart at this point. He's still going for the pin, though. Look, he's coming out to the side, trying to double up on that arm. He's not, can't get it, so a step behind. He should really lock up the leg behind to make sure.
Well, the Longwood fans let him know, too. In the background, you might hear at times Longwood fans yelling, stay behind,
exactly.
Stay behind.
You don't want to get up too high. You get up too high, I mean, you see it time and time again with wrestlers. They get up too high and they give it. They're looking for a tilt on that one. Wasn't able to get it. 45 seconds left. He's calling stalling on the bottom man. Now, Sachem wrestler Jimmy Saladino is getting called for stalling. Injury time now. I wonder if it's a leg cramp rather than a knee. I got to see where he's looking, because it didn't look like he twisted his knee. Yeah, it's his knee they're working on. It's not a cramp. I'm very surprised, though, because usually in order to get a knee like that, you got to bang it or do something. It didn't look like he banged it, so. You have, again, I say it again, 3-minute injury time. The clock started before when he was out for about a minute. He has 2 more minutes injury time. At that point, the referee will say, you see Tommy Riccio, he has the timer right in his hand. He's not going to give him 1 second too much. He'll say, time's up, are you ready to go? The wrestler will say yes or no. If he's ready to go, he'll get back in, and he has no more injury time before 3 minutes used. If he's not ready to go, match is over. 6 points by default to the opposite team.
I mean, unless he's really an excruciating
now, I
pain.
just want to know, maybe that's his computer. He may have to bring home some groceries tonight. Maybe he's checking over to see what, how much the groceries are going to cost.
Checking the clock, making sure he gets home before the store closes.
No one's going to leave this one early, trust me.
Well, both coaches wanted somebody to officiate tonight's match.
Without a doubt. Again, top-rated official in the county. We have, some great officials in the county. Pete Derwin, Kenny Sellen, Tommy Hake. I mean, right down the line, there's a lot of great officials and a lot of up-and-coming officials right now. You're going to see more varsity officials next year than you've ever seen before.
Down to 20 seconds remaining.
Come on back in. I'm taking you. You're not throwing out. Now, he'll let him come in. You can work in the middle. You can just let him go and work in the middle, and that's what he's doing.
Trying to reel him back in.
And look at him. Oh, boy, I'm so impressed with Idris at this point. He knows he's winning. He still goes after him right until the last second. Excellent takedown there. Just stuck on and stepped in, and that's going to be an 8-4 win. Longwood now is in the driver's seat coming into the last 2 matches. Jimmy Saladino gave it all. You can see right now he's disappointed out of that match.
What a difference a match makes.
Here comes John Abley. Let's talk about John Abley. 179-pounder. He's a junior with a 10-2 record so far. Football and lacrosse player also. Lost to Dion Visconti from Chaminade in the finals of the Herrick tournament this year. Dion, a Catholic school state champ, placed in the states last year. He upset Kerry McCoy last year in the league 6-4. Kerry McCoy now coming out from Longwood is 12-0. He also is a junior, won the Anderson Memorial Tournament, avenged his only loss in the Empire States, and won the Mid-Hudson Tournament. Last year, he may have lost to Abley by a point, but he has improved tremendously. Quote by Mike Picozzi. He's come on in 91, and he has been geared for this one match since last year when he lost. Look at this. No points yet. They have to bring him down. He hasn't scored. He has the mat right there. John Abley is going out to do what he has to do. I think the crowd senses right now 6 points for Nicky Hall. We know then the score is 21-21.
Longwood fans getting behind McCoy.
Winner of this match,
Terry.
could win the whole thing. Draw in this match, it could draw the whole thing. The only person, there's 3 people maybe in this whole crowd who do not or are not giving up the 6 points to Nicky Hall. Obviously, Coach Jack Mahoney, Joey Davidson's assistant, and also their heavyweight wrestler, who's going to be either Kevin Mangiello or Toby Elmore, who they decide to put out at the last minute. And that's the 2. In nice on a single leg. Kerry McCoy gets in, gets the 2. John Abley gave it up. Working to his feet, looking for his escape. Came back down, working back up to the feet. Just under a minute to go in this first period. Good look switch right here when he comes down. He turns in and got his 1. Right on the line. Very close call. It was a good call by the referee, Tom Riccio, but could have gone either way. He gave the 1.
Kerry McCoy up 2-1. Nothing Kerry McCoy can't do. He's vice president of his class, sings in the church choir, he's in the school band, has a 4.1 grade point average. You say, I thought you can't get higher than a 4.1. He's got advanced placement classes. That gives him the high.
Look at that, in great on the single again. 1 point going off the mat, intentionally avoiding the takedown going off the mat. They gave Kerry McCoy 1 point. John Abley gave it up. You're absolutely right. He's an all-American kid. I mean, he does everything. Probably works at McDonald's, too, if he's an all-American kid. I mean, my God, what else can he do?
Well, he was the only American to place in the cadet world, and that was in Hungary.
Silver medalist in Hungary, right? Cadet world, silver medalist. Only, right, as you said, American to place there.
Down to 5 seconds.
As we said, really came on in 91. How much better can you come on since you won the gold medal over there? 3-1 match, 2-point match. Choice is going to be John Abley's. John defers. Now the choice goes over to Kerry McCoy. He points down. He'll choose down. Second period, Abley on top.
And Abley, again, quite a wrestler. He's ranked 6th in the county coaches poll.
Yep, got me confused there. Looked to maybe there was a mistake there. He looked to Abley first. Abley said defer. He looked to McCoy. He said down. Then they just changed things around now. 3-2, escape, stand up, able to turn in real quick, get his escape, get in, he's in on the double, he has to come up, he got to a single. If you don't come up right away on Kerry McCoy, you're not going to get the move. He's in trouble right now. Has to come up to his feet. He's in on the single, but he's not in an offensive position in on that single. Kerry McCoy is in a good position. If he goes heavy on the crossface, spins behind, he gets his 2. Look at those long arms, looking for a cradle. Longwood fans right behind us right now, Water, looking for intentionally going out of bounds. I disagree with that call. He's working right now. They were near the edge of the mat. He drove into Kerry McCoy. They didn't intentionally go out of bounds. He just happened to be near the edge of the mat.
McCoy up by 3, 5-2. 127 remaining second period.
Okay, there's a switch. Abley with the switch. Didn't work. He comes back up to his feet again. Again, they're getting near the edge of the mat. When they're near the edge of the mat, either wrestler can play the edge right now. Kerry can push into John. As he does right there, they go out of bounds. Able to get a fresh start in the middle of the mat. And the fresh start also helps John Abley because now he can come with his aggressive move from the bottom position, try to either get 2 points for a reversal or 1 for an escape. Nice inside move there. Looking for his 1 if he can turn, but he has the mat. He turns. He got his 1. Oh. No, he doesn't give the 1. Okay. My mistake. From my angle, looking turned all the way around. He didn't. Good call by Tom. It's tough here. You're watching the mat. You're watching the monitor. I'm going back and forth because we're so close to the mat side. Nice to get these ringside seats here, Walt.
Barely got them. People to the left of us, people to the right. Fans all over. Sachem High School. Longwood and Sachem.
Looking for the stack. He has the hand through the crutch there, up on the arm. He can get some points with the stack. Oh, but he got sloppy. He got very sloppy. Kerry McCoy is able to come out with that, though. He was able to get out of the position. He got very sloppy there for a second and had a possibility of giving up 1, possibly even 2 points to John Abley on a reversal. You can see Big Jumbo's number up there, the top right-hand corner, right in the middle of your screen.
John Elliott, number 75. Outstanding play here at Sachem, and of course, as Paul Harvey says, you know the rest of the story.
That's exactly right. But it hasn't ended yet. 25 seconds. There he goes for his one. Seems to me that John can get out when he wants to. He almost got out before he went back down. He made his move right there. He got out. He needs a takedown, though, now. He's down by 2. He needs to come with his takedown. Can't get in on that double. He's looking to get on the double, but he doesn't have the opportunity to. And going into the third period last year, he was down and ended up winning the match. He still has that potential this year. Look, hands in, Jack's saying. Protect yourself. Keep your hands in. 5 seconds to go. Don't give up anything stupid at this point.
At the end of 2 periods, Kerry McCoy up 5-3.
And if Kerry McCoy is able to come out with this victory and make the score 21-18, you will hear the Longwood fans go absolutely berserk when Nick Hall comes on the mat. He tries. Using that crotch ride right there. And gets switched. Excellent switch executed by Terry McCoy. Comes around for the 2 on the reversal. Looks for a cradle. He's working the arms. He knows he's in control right now. He's up 7-3. He doesn't need to do anything but win because he knows he has Nicky behind him. We also are going to be wrestling an exhibition, as they introduced before, super heavyweight, but that doesn't count for points.
With McCoy and Hall, it's like baseball when you get your number 3 and 4 batters and they're powerful hitters. You know you got a guy behind you.
Well, it's nice, but the sad part is that you don't have a Goose Gossage out on the mound, you know, her own relief right now. If we brought Jumbo Elliott back right now, then maybe Nicky Hall would have a tussle. If we brought Danny Mayo back right now, Nicky Hall would have a tussle. Well, here we have the wave. The Longwood side right here getting excited. .52 seconds left. Terry McCoy up by 7-3 over John Abley. They're calling Terry out. They're cheering for Terry. John has to start getting excited too. He has to start moving here. There's a possibility he escaped before. If he can get back to his feet and get one, it'll be 7-4. You never know what might happen with a takedown. You can always catch somebody. And he does look like he's falling out right here.
John Abley with his work cut out for him, down by 4, 33 seconds remain.
Just saw the brain trust over there, along with Ethan Prifty, Vinny Altabrando, and also Mike Picozzi. You can see Nicky Hall getting ready in the background now. He knows it's up to him, and no one in the county has any doubt what he's going to do when he takes the mat. He's aggressive, and he's devastating.
Where have you gone, Adam Mariano?
Well, I'll tell you something. It's just like Adam Mariano when Adam used to come out of the mat, you know. I mean, you know, it's like a hurricane. You say, how can you prepare for it? Well, you can prepare all you want for it, but it just sweeps right through and it does you in. And, you know, Nicky Hall's Longwood's hurricane.
All the insurance in the world won't help. Down to 7.
Look what people are saying about Apple Bank.
Don't keep the stands too long here. You keep the camera on the stands, you may not see what's going to happen. Score, Sachem 21, Longwood 18. Nick Hall out for Longwood. County champ, 2 years. Defending county champ at 180. Defending 2-time league champ. Nicky has his man on his back. That's Kevin Mangiello, a senior. And the best thing I can say about Kevin right now is he's a nice kid. He's a hard worker, but he just got pinned. Nicky Hall has just iced it for Mike Picozzi's Longwood Lions. And the amount of time, 23 seconds. Sachem sits stunned. They went up early. They did everything they were supposed to. They even won the 3 matches I said they had to win. Look at Nicky. Awesome. That's about it. That's all you can say. Let the crowd speak for itself. Okay, we have the exhibition here right now. Kerry Wilson, 252-pounder from Sachem, senior football player. Woody Miller, a senior from Longwood out there. Kerry Wilson had brothers here, Walt, back in the early 80s, late 70s, early 80s. He had his brother Scott, then he had his brother Wayne, two-time county champ from Sachem, third in the state. Wayne was third in the state in 1986, first in the state in 1987. They're both sitting in the stands right across from us, stunned right now because this is only exhibition. Their brother Kerry can't help them win the meet. If right now the score was 24-21 as the final stands, and they counted 253, which they have the right to do. Coaches can choose ahead of time to count 91 and 253. They decided not to. Kerry's trying to blow through.
Why did they decide not to count this time?
Because you don't want to mess around with something that isn't mandated.
Unknown quantity.
Exactly. In other words, Sachem may feel, hey, we